Alright, everybody, welcome back to Odyssey of the Dragonlords. In the last session, well, that was 2 weeks ago because sadly last week we didn't play. I do apologize for that again. Personal matters came up and I wasn't going to be able to get them done in time for a session. But we are now back like we never left. And so, yeah, anyway, in the last session, the party, comprising of Drakgar, Porunga, Alexandria, Metius, Derek, and Juno, all went down to the lower levels of the Mithral Forge. They came up across a fire elemental, more specifically a salamander, that called itself the Forge Keeper. Apparently, had been locked away inside a small pool of lava by the people who were previously here, who had seemingly all but abandoned this location. The Forge Keeper, however, could not leave this pool of lava as a techno magic device, if we can call it that, threatened to, well, hurt them with a barrage of cold energy that would be proven most lethal for his kind, her kind, rather. Um, the party, however, managed to jam, albeit temporarily, which allowed the salamander, the forge keeper, to get out of its prison and reactivate the forge. However, before all of that, the party, while exploring around, came across a horrible creature, a Cerberus, a three-headed dog, nicknamed often as the Hounds of Hades. This creature was seemingly placed here deliberately by, well, who else but Lieutenant, the Lady of Dreams, also known as the Lady of Death to some. The Cerberus wasted no time in looking for its next meal. It did have three heads to feed after all. The party, however, despite the best efforts of the Cerberus, the party managed to fight back, eventually felling the Cerberus where it stood. And after its defeat, well, as I mentioned, the Forge Keeper came out of its prison and reactivated the lights of the Mithral Forge, making that the flow of lava is now in full effect. Now, this forge will serve as a, well, way for the heroes to reforge great artifacts. Speaking of which, I'm not sure if I revealed this last session, but there should be a handout for the Mithral Forge, if I can find it. The Mithral Forge. I'll get to it in a moment. Oh, actually, here it is. This should show up on everyone's screens. So, long and short of it, Mithral Forge can be used to reforge various magical artifacts of varying rarity. Oh, did my... I guess we have some technical issues here. One second. Sorry about that. My Discord died for a moment. So, long and short of it, the Mithral Forge can be used to reforge various magical artifacts of varying rarity, and it'll take a set amount of time to be done with. Read through the handout at your leisure. Some of the items may require extra materials to be provided in order for the item to properly be crafted. Other, of course, items can be crafted, more mundane in nature, or perhaps even other magicals that are included in the list there. Uh, you may look through magical items in D&D books at your leisure, and you know, come back and ask me if those would be possible to craft here. Uh, However, well, the speed at which those items are crafted will depend on who is currently working at the forge. For time being, it's just the forge keeper, but we'll see if we get extra people, extra working hands over time. Uh, Regardless, we come back right as the forge keeper, having fully relit the forge, comes back out of the hole on the ground. Their serpentine-like body readjusting itself to fully fit as they resurface. There, it is done. The forge has been relit. And as per the age-old agreement, I am once again bound to service this place. kind of looks at you guys, doing like this grateful sort of like bow at you guys.
I will step a little bit closer to the keeper and ask, is this binding here, is it willing? Is this something that you wish to do forever?
At first it was, but in the years past I've grown to quite regret my situation. That, of course, had plenty to do with the isolation that came about upon the exodus of those who used to work here. It is, however, quite apparent to me that my life belongs to you. You are the ones who freed me from my prison after all. Freedom is something I do long for, please don't misunderstand. But honoring a debt is important for my kind.
Would the forge
Well,
become unusable if you were to leave?
Not necessarily. If capable hands are around, it is sure to continue to run.
maybe Grandpa can come and help you run it for a while. Vulcan, right? Vulcan. Maybe I. It sounded like you two were friends at one point.
We were allies for a while, but I'm surprised he even remembers. After a certain time in the past, Vulcan's mind seemed to fade away from matters such as working in the Mithral mines. I suspect that the ascension of his wife Mitros had to do with that.
Well, I mean, back at home, he runs a very small in comparison weapons forge like this. Of course, this place is leaps and bounds beyond what he does back in town, but maybe you two can become really good allies again. And of course, I don't think any of us here would ever bind you or confine you to this place like you were previously.
Agreed.
We do, or we would very much appreciate it if you could help us fix these items. But I mean, after they're fixed, I don't see why we would ever have a reason to force you to stay here if you didn't want to.
The Forge Keeper kind of looks at you a little bit closely. Their ember-like eyes still portraying a semblance of expression that you would otherwise associate with more humanoid creatures. An expression of, well, what else but gratitude. The Forge Keeper looks at you and says, if you truly are keen on what you say, then you must know that the contract that was once used to bind me to this place still lies within these halls. I can sense it. While I cannot pinpoint its exact location, I know that it's still somewhere nearby. If you manage to come across it and bring it to me, well, then we may determine whether I remain or leave.
She's gonna look to the group. As she's looking to the Cassie does not remember. Last week, Drac, did I use a bandage on you?
I don't think
Since
so.
we've been down on this floor.
I think you healed me with your big healer, whatever it was, when you revived
Okay.
me. That's about it.
Okay. So as she like looks at the group, she's like also bandaging up her brother's arm a little bit. Um, what do you guys say? Do you think we should give this place a once over and try and find this contract?
Yes.
Wait, is your contract like physically paper
That's
or
a wonderful question.
It is a bronze tablet.
Okay.
Forged and-
Bront?
It is forged and carved by the dwarves that once worked these mines. The contract itself may be of magical nature, but the tablet represents its validity. As long as that tablet exists, the contract exists.
So we just need to get rid of the tablet. We should be good.
Oh, Metius, do you have like a don't you have like a ritual you can do that helps you try and pinpoint magical stuff?
No,
No, that wasn't you. Okay, no worries.
no. I can detect magic, but I'm afraid that the area in which I'm able to see is um it's not very large, so we will have to at least walk around.
Well, yeah, we could see if you can like get like some type of radar location as we peruse around.
Yeah, we can. I can do that. Do we intend on looking for it now?
Um, I mean, I don't see why not. I don't think anything else is going to be down here. I mean, for sure they would have attacked us by now if there were. We weren't exactly quiet in our battle against Cerberus.
Right. Well, okay. I
I'm
can.
pretty sure at the end you said, "Come at me, bro," really loud.
So what do you guys
All
think?
right. Well, I'll have to ritually cast detect magic.
Okay.
Which is going to take 10 minutes and 1 action.
Oh, sorry about that. While Metius is casting detect magic, during those 10 minutes, do you all, the rest of you, do anything? Sorry about that.
I am going to heal my brother with a medic kit, except for I am failing to figure out where the F it disappeared. Oh, there it is. 1d6 plus 4 plus 4.
Well,
How many hit dice do you have, Drac?
5.
5? My medic kit heals you for 10 more HP.
Let's go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I did say, you guys, even though you did level up to 5 last session, you guys haven't had the long rest, so the HP replenishment doesn't really go into effect just yet. Don't know if you guys remember how much health you had before the level up, but, you know, it shouldn't be full.
Right.
I think the only people who are at full were Porunga and myself.
Yeah. I can really quickly remember by watching the video.
Well, regardless, while, again, while the detect magic is being cast, so that's Exandrian and Drakgar, Porunga, Juno, you guys doing anything over those 10 minutes?
13 to Metius. 14 to Juno. And 12 to Derek. So Derek would be at full for sure.
Mm-hmm. Porunga, I don't know if you spoke, but I did not hear anything.
Was who else was like badly hurt?
It was pretty much just Metius, Drak, Juno, and Derek, because you and I literally stayed back at the hallway.
Okay.
Yeah, they cheered us on as we were getting our butts kicked.
I think I still have a spell slot, or was it used? I can't. My roll 20 is being funny.
You have no spells.
Never mind then.
You have first level spells, I believe, but all of your rest are gone. They're gone.
Oh, okay.
You just magic missiled every round.
Speaking of which, I do make sure that you're not accidentally lagging for controlling multiple sheets at once. Alright. I guess if nobody else is doing anything... Actually, I didn't hear anything from you, Juno. You plan on doing anything over those 10 minutes?
I think your mic's muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
No, just kind of hanging out with the group.
Alright. So eventually 10 minutes pass. During all of this, the Forge Keeper has been more or less just going around from one end of the blast furnace to the other, more or less checking if everything is running as it should. I did mention in the description earlier that, there's like this chains, almost like threads that hang from the ceiling that seem to be on a revolving belt almost. Seems to carry large amounts of buckets or molds, perhaps, that will be served, to be used in the forge. Forge Keeper just kind of goes around all of them, gives them a once-over, uncovers, whatever dust or, grime may have been left behind is clearly burned away at the touch of the Forge Keeper, as their body seems to exude rather some heat in and of itself. Eventually, the 10 minutes are up, and you finish ritually casting Detect Magic, Metius. Could you put the spell on the chat real quick? Everybody within 30 feet of you, and you, the spell can penetrate most barriers, but it's blocked by. Okay. So, here's what happens. You cast Detect Magic, and obviously, the magic that would ping immediately right away is whatever magical items are on your group at a time. But of course, you're not paying attention to those. You're trying to pay attention to anything that could be, within sight. Do you just stay in this room, or do you go somewhere else? I'll tell you right now, in this group, you don't particularly see anything that catches your eye.
All right.
We proceed forward.
Yeah, I'll say there's nothing here other than the things that we have. So we're going to have to take a walk, and also this is only going to last about 10 minutes. If it dies
That's okay.
down, then I'll have to recast it.
That's fine. It's still super useful and greatly appreciated. Drak, however, will you constantly stay in front of Metius just in case?
Please do.
Will do.
We don't want him to lose concentration.
So, Drakgar, Metius, and Exandri, as you guys sort of like maneuver your way over the large dead body of the Cerberus, you come across this long hallway that, as far as you can tell, even at a glance, seems to lead back into the gigantic shaft that you guys saw earlier in the upper floors. The one that Alexander threw a torch down there and made it explode. However, one thing you will spot before the, hole in the ground is what looks like a moderate pile of shinies. You see coinage there,
Ooh.
but you also spot, even at a first glance, what looks like a couple of other items that don't actually look like coins.
I sense no magic from it.
You do actually. A lot of things start pinging in magic. You see a couple of what you believe to be javelins that kind of resonate with a slight magical, power to them. Around 6 of them you see, as well as a trident that seems to resonate with the similar frequency of magic.
Trident.
You do see that in the pile, not entirely covered by the coins, there is this like foot and a half long by like a foot wide bronze object that seems to emanate some form of, I guess this could be considered abjuration magic.
Mhm. So I'll tell the group that, or these two, that there are a lot of magical items in this little pile, and I think that that magic bronze-looking thing is what we're looking for specifically. However, there is abjuration magic on it, which either means to me that that um, object itself is protected, or it is casting a protection on something, or maybe it's just the effect of the this contract. I'm not sure, but we should definitely be careful. And then I'll also point out the magical javelins and trident. I think
how
those
many-
weapons could be useful too for us. They seem to be magic as well.
How many javelins did you say there were again?
There are around 6.
I'm definitely taking those.
Don't touch anything yet. Give me a second.
Fine.
Well, if there's some type of spell protecting, we just want to make sure when we touch it, it's not going to make things vanish.
Right. Or something else.
Fine.
So what are you doing, Alexander?
Her. Just kidding. She would have to take a long rest to do it. Well, go ahead, brother. Touch the javelins and see what happens.
Yes, I grabbed the javelins.
Grab the javelins, and nothing happens.
And you explode.
Nothing happens really. You grab the 1, 2, 3, 6 javelins that are there in the pile. All of them are covered, like on both ends, with this very shiny metal.
Ooh.
You've seen Mithral before. It doesn't actually look like it. This looks like something else entirely. More sturdy too.
Ooh.
Can I pick up the trident?
Yep. It seems to have the same sort of like hardened metal cover on the, well, not cover, like the blade at the point of the trident, the 3-prong point is also seems to be made out of that same metal that the javelins are covered in.
And I will reach for the tablet.
The tablet.
I will cast Sanctuary on him just in case.
Okay.
Nothing happens when you grab the tablet. You still feel that sort of like veil of abjuration magic on it. And you don't speak Dwarvish, do you?
No.
No.
You Drakgar, actually, quite important question. Can Drakgar read?
Oh, you want me to
Barely.
intelligent guy.
I think I don't. I don't know. I'll see what my intelligence is. I forgot. I have a intelligence of -1. So probably not.
Well, no, because 8 intelligence is not that bad, believe it or not. If 10 represents the average, 8 is just below average. If you would have like a 6 or below, that's when we get into territory where your character is probably illiterate. But with an 8, you speak giant, and
Yes.
and read it basically. Dwarvish and Giant have very similar alphabets. Well, not exactly the same. You can make out like words here and there in the tablet that Metius picked up. While you can't discern the full meaning of the message, you believe it's some form of of perhaps an incantation or some form of formal text.
So this might. So it looks like this might be the thing, or no? Wait, is. Oh, I know it was the tablet. I mean,
You
this what this is.
you believe it could be.
Well, I'll say it looks like this could be. I can't really fully understand it, but it looks like it could be what
Looks
we're
like it
looking
did not
for.
mean to post that. But yes, I think so. I have. We may as well just bring it back to the keeper. I'm sure that they can read it for us, and if not, I have an ability to, for a short time anyway, comprehend languages that I do not speak. The other question is going to be, what do we do with this coin?
I think we should ask the Forge Keeper first. What if this is the coin that has been paid to the Forge Keeper from however long ago?
Right. It certainly doesn't belong to us. We don't want to disturb anything. So
If it doesn't belong to the Forge Keeper, though, however, our party is quite broke, and Daddy's purse is only so big.
well, I think
What you're
then
saying is.
we'll just walk over.
So
to the
let's
Forge
ask the
Keeper.
Forge Keeper first.
Mm-hmm. So with the tablet, we'll present it to the Forge Keeper.
Brown
Keeper,
mallet.
is this what binds you to this place?
The keeper, who was still, just keeping the place clean, turns around and says, "You found it. It is that one, yes."
Is there? Do you know of the proper way to break this spell?
I grabbed Pythor's hammer. I can do it.
I
Is-
can dispose of the tablet, if you would allow me to.
Certainly, and I'll hand it over to. Well, should I just trust them?
I mean, yeah.
I'll just hand it over to the keeper.
The
I'm
worst
sorry
that
if
can
it
happen
sounded
is
rude.
he's just going to kill us.
I'm sorry if that sounded rude, keeper. You just have to understand that
It's not meant to sound rude at all. I promise. I'm just saying, like, that's just like the worst case scenario.
So I'll hand it over to the keeper.
You see as the keeper takes the tablet with its, amphibian-like hands. It is kind of like a salamander looking after all. And you see as when it takes a hold of it, kind of looks at it for a couple of seconds. Here lies the symbol of my eternal contract. And you see as from the points where their hands are touching the bronze tablet, as the telltale red hot glow of extreme heat seems to appear, and in a matter of seconds, the bronze tablet is melted in the hands of the Forge Keeper. The now liquid bronze falls on the ground. The Forge Keeper looks at you guys and says, "There, it is done. Now
Do you feel any different?
I feel free for the first time in a long while."
That's good.
Wonderful.
And now here's where I make a decision.
Uh-oh.
I have the ability to return to my plane of fire at any moment I wish to. But I think I shall remain, for a while at least. Think of this as not me being bound by a contract or even an oath, but as a way to repay the kindness that you have done to me.
Oh.
That is much appreciated.
Bring me your weapons, bring me your armors, or perhaps ask of requests, and I shall make do with what I have in order to craft those for you.
Speaking of requests, any of the loot that has been down here, is that yours, or like, are we allowed to take it?
Monetary gain was not in the payment that was offered to me when I was summoned, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, so, Drac, let's go, grab that stuff really quickly, and then,
You need to move
I'll
back.
give Drac the bag to go and grab that stuff, and then I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to lay out some incense. Then I'm going to send a prayer to my auntie, and then a prayer to my grandpa.
We're rich!
You guys don't need to go back to the hallway. We'll just say
Oh.
you go back there and start picking up all the coins that are on the ground. To be more specific, what you end up finding in that pile are 56 platinum pieces,
Nice.
125 gold pieces, and 389 silver pieces. I'll put those on the chat.
Damn.
Just for those who may not remember or do not know, 10 silver pieces equals 1 gold, 10 gold equals 1 platinum. So yeah, you guys have that. Split among yourselves however you wish. And as you guys are, coming back with all the coins, being counted up, put on your pockets, wherever it may be, I'm gonna ask everyone's passive perception real quick.
Uh-oh.
Like 14. 14 or 15. We'll go with 15.
Well,
13. Just kidding. Wrong character.
13, let's go.
Please do check.
yeah.
Yeah.
56.
If you can't, type it on the chat.
1, 2, 3.
And then Derek's is like a 10, so we're just gonna ignore his.
Juno, what is your passive perception?
I think my
Juno's is
passive
13
perception is
as well.
15.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, I have some other stuff up.
Yes, it's 13. I just checked.
Oh, sorry. All right, I'll be back in a second.
Yeah. So what ends up happening here is that you're not sure how, you're not sure when, but you hear something just outside of your view. It's like the sound that most of you would recognize is the sound of the elevator, that you guys took to get down here, hitting the ground once again.
Oh, so
boy.
we have some friends.
I wonder if it's Auntie.
Probably.
That hope you have of, I wonder if it's Auntie, is immediately dashed. Because you begin to smell this telltale, foul, rotting, almost excrement smelling odor. A telltale of, well, who else but the troglodytes? You hear maybe dozens of them. As they you hear them actually coming from the room where the Forge Keeper was at up until moments ago. The one with the spherical object. And then you hear a voice accompanying the sound of dozens of troglodytes. You hear, make way, for now the path is clear, my brethren, and we shall take what is rightfully in my domain. And
Oh, he's back.
Son of a bitch! We have no spell. No, it's okay.
upon hearing this, the Forge Keeper looks at you guys and says, "Are those your allies?"
No.
Fine
no,
ally.
most definitely not.
In that case, would you wish to fight back against them?
It might have to come to that. Their leader is quite intelligent. He does love riddles, so maybe there's a way out of the situation if we could stop him in a game of riddles.
I do not. Part of me believes that is not going to be the case.
Then, unfortunately, I guess death is the next best option.
So, as the Forge Keeper says this, I need everybody to roll me for initiative.
Oh no.
Oh, shitballs.
This will be easy.
Oh, I guess I need to select my character. She is selected.
I guess I can also roll for Juno since he's AFK. Oh, I guess I lost
I
my
rolled.
mind.
Cassie
I didn't click my
doesn't
character.
remember what spell slots she has.
So I might need to be manually added.
Just click your character and roll again, and then put the new number or the first number.
I definitely don't have any third level slots. I remember that. Alright, so DM, what is going to be your ruling? Because we did level up at the end of last session. I don't know what my spell slots are at.
I'll say you regain whatever spell slots you would gain from the level up, but the other ones that were missing are still missing until you take an exit.
Okay, so... Okay. That's fine. That's fucking not fine. I think this is accurate. Okay. It is what it is.
I'm gonna have to roll the initiative of the enemy real quick. That is the Horde of Troglodytes. And that's the Troglodyte King. And, hold on, because there is one creature that is on your side at the moment.
My man.
I do have a question as well. Because we picked up new spells, and I swapped out spells. So the spells that I swapped out for the new spells, do I currently have those spells?
Sure, let's say you do.
Okay. That's a very important question.
Let me reorder. Is anybody missing from initiative? Let's see, Porunga, Juno, Drakgar, Metius.
Derek.
Yes, Derek is not here. Anybody willing to take over his character for the time being, or should we just say?
I'll play Derek. I love playing Derek. Hand that bitch over here.
Sure.
Why do I?
Yeah,
Why do I have a feeling she's gonna kill him?
I will say, don't go out of your way to actively get him killed, please.
I don't. I never do.
So.
Just because I hate this character.
I might wish it, but
Now that's on recording for those watching.
Oh, who doesn't know that I don't hate Derek right now?
Anyway, so you should have access to Derek now. You can
thank
meet with him whenever you can.
Oh, what?
So that is a 21. So he actually goes first.
That's hilarious. Give me 1 split second though to fix his stuff, because we did level up. So,
You have to add something in the initiative, which is going to be important.
oh, he actually didn't change any of his shit. Okay, that's great. That's perfect.
It's fine. So I actually do have to add something important to the initiative because you guys jammed the trap. You didn't actually, disable it fully.
Uh-oh.
So I need to add something important to initiative. We're gonna name this
Rare action.
surprise. And it goes at flat initiative count 10. Or reorder by descending. Thankfully, everybody goes before that surprise. So Derek, or I should say, Derek's current handler, could you start us out?
Yeah, would love to. He's gonna be like, "See, guys, I told you we should have just killed them." And then, let's see here. You know what? He's going to move to here.
Okay.
What do I see?
Well, I'll tell you as soon as I put another camera there for the audience to also see. So what Derek wills is what appears to be a very large horde of troglodytes that are just all kind of like piling on top of each other, as if they were like ravenous creatures trying to make their way through this doorway. For mechanical purposes, this is what is considered in D&D a swarm. Swarms, just to make it fair so you guys are aware, are, well, more or less immune to any condition that would affect us. They can also occupy the same space that a single medium-sized humanoid would be able to occupy in this case.
All right, and then
Go ahead.
who is this guy right here?
At
Oh,
the
wait,
far
here.
back,
The
Derek would probably see, the Troglodyte King.
okay, that is the king. Cool, that's what I thought.
His royal
Um,
scepter as his weapon of choice.
he's going to. His hands are going to start producing this necrotic purple-like energy, and he's going to unleash it forwards towards the king, and he's going to cast Crown of Madness.
Crown of Madness. Can you put the spell on check?
Oh, snap.
You don't have your choice. Are they considered humanoids? I believe they are. Must make a say wisdom saving throw or become charmed by you. Okay, so let's see if the Troglodyte King can make it. He's not particularly efficient at any saving throw, so we'll see.
At 20. Oh.
That is
He failed?
7. He is of course not immune to any charmed condition, meaning that he is currently under the effects of Crown of Madness. We're gonna use this little skull icon to represent it.
Okay, sorry, I'm a little confused. Only because, like, Derek's never done this spell before, so give me 1 second to read. I'm sorry.
basically, on every subsequent turn, Derek has to use his action to maintain the effect going of Crown of Madness.
Okay, so as this necrotic pointy crown embeds itself into the troglodyte king's head, he's going to make a mental pact with the crown and tell it to attack its own people.
Okay. Actually, hold on. I do need to check something important because these guys have a feature.
And then he's going to peek around the corner. He's be like, guys, whatever you do, don't attack the king. He's under my control. I know, right? I did something.
Oh my god.
Just worry on the swarm.
Okay.
Focus the swarm.
Porunga.
Alright. I'm gonna move up here and actually right over here. And I'm gonna hold a firebolt until I see one of them come through the door.
Okay. So you're
And
yeah. So you're holding your
Yeah.
for that.
yes, and I'll end my turn.
The troglodyte king. It's a creature other than itself. So it has to make an attack against his own people. Where is it? Okay, 1 melee attack. 11. Just hits against the horde of troglodytes. For what you realize isn't actually a lot. You notice that the troglodyte king swings against the horde. Their strike doesn't really find purchase on a single or on one specific creature, but rather seems to brush up against multiple of them, almost softening the blow that would otherwise deal. The swarm is resistant to slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning damage.
Damn it.
This must use its action before moving. You do see that the swarm kind of turns around, looks at him, and is like really confused as to why the king just attacked. Noticing this strange glowy crown among, atop his head. They can look at it, scratching their heads in confusion, and then turn back, look across the room, and see, well, someone who looked like they did something to the king. He is just going to move into the space of the swarm, right here. The salamander, or the forge keeper, I should say, is going to look over at you guys and say, if the creatures out there are your enemies, then they are my enemies as well. Allow me some time, and I shall grant you a great ability. And you see as the forge keeper again sort of like contorts their body and dives back down onto the tunnel. You will hear as the forge seems to light and flare up with great fire once again. There is a sudden movement of some unseen mechanisms not too far away from where you are. And you begin to hear like the voice of the forge keeper, almost muffled but also echoing through the walls, says, "The forge, its fire, its power, it's at your discretion." Now you guys have lair actions.
You have what? Oh.
Lair actions.
Basically, at any initiative count 20 from now on, you can choose. You can choose to make one of two lair actions. Here we go. As I'm going to send you the handout in a moment. Let's see. Where is the party lair actions? Alright, here we go. Party's lair actions show to players. That should show up on everyone's screen.
On the map, these two. What?
That is, however, starting from initiative count 20, as it is the rule with lair actions. Juno, it is your turn.
Good to know.
I think you're mute. Oh, never mind. He's not muted.
Is Juno here?
Is he still out there?
He probably
Oh,
is.
nope, I'm here. Sorry.
There you are.
I have all these pop-ups up. No, wait, hang on.
Before you do anything, I forgot. The Dragonlord King does get to make the wisdom save again at the end of his turn to see if he snaps out of Crown of Madness. He does not.
Unlucky. Or I guess lucky for us.
I think I have 50 feet of movement. I guess I'm gonna step up here, and then I'll ready an attack for if anyone comes through the door or comes through this little area.
Exandri.
All right. She is going to. Brother, whatever you do, don't let anybody die. Metius, if you could follow me, please. And she's going to try and flank them. So she's going to use action and her full movement to go down this hallway,
Okay.
if possible.
Hold on. You are going down. Oh, the hallway on the opposite end. Is that what we're trying to do?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Sure. You can do that. Move however far you can go with your action, with your movement and your dash.
Right, let's see here. And then I think I can move one more.
You see in front of you the same foul smelling, noxious, shaft that you saw earlier.
All right, so that is going to be her action for now. She will notch her bow in case anything comes down the hallway that she could shoot. But for right now, that's her turn. I mean, no, she never mind. She can't do that because
Yeah, you.
Okay, she's done.
You don't actually hear anything coming down, from that way. So, Drakgar, it is your turn.
I'm gonna. If it lets me. Oh. Why is my. Hold on, my roll 20 is being stupid. I'm gonna roll right here. And then I'm a rage. And then I don't have a button for it, so I'm just gonna use a regular javelin. I don't know if those javelins I picked up gave me any bonuses, but I'm gonna throw one.
Well, they don't really give you any bonuses to hit. Who are you aiming here for?
If I can Actually, I'll just aim for the swarm.
You're aiming
Anybody?
for the swarm.
Yeah, anybody can hit, really.
12 hits. Sadly, they are resistant to pincer and slashing. So, they are
On
that.
lucky. Well then, I will throw a second one, and this time aiming at the Troglodyte King.
All right. As you do that, actually, that does trigger an ability the king has.
Oh shit! I was also supposed to have divine fury for the first one. Is that too late, or?
You can add it. I'll let you add it for this one. Alright. Sadly, thanks to the ability of Defend the King, while the Trollhead King is in the space of the Horde, he gains resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing as well. However, his AC is replaced by the Horde's, which is significantly lower than his own AC. So, what damage that you just did is sadly also reduced.
Not lucky. But it's fine. And that'll be it.
And here we go for this one. The Horde of Troglodytes. They notice the king's acting really weird, and that sort of magical crown above their heads seemed to have come from somewhere, hopefully. Or, well, sadly, seems to have come from somewhere. They turn their attention to the group of people that are here, and you see as they will move as a swarm through the doorway. Meaning that Porunga that triggers ready action, as well as Juno's ready action.
Okay.
So roll me your firebolt, Porunga, and Juno, you roll me your strike. Juno, roll me your strike. That hits, by the way. Porunga.
Oh, sorry, I was muted and talking. Yeah, I'll roll it real quick.
Okay. Both hit. Roll me the damage for the powder star as well. So, 4 and 4. So you guys, as you see the swarm of troglodytes begin to go through the door, or doorway rather, all kind of like piling up on top of each other, World War Z style, kind of seem to come in and get immediately struck by your attacks. Porunga, you shoot a firebolt, kind of blowing one of the troglodytes away, and you go in and strike at the horde. Sadly, it doesn't seem to be too effective, but you do see that their numbers are slowly dwindling. They are going to be taking their multi-attack on you guys.
Oh no.
The horde of troglodytes will make their bite and claw attacks. So first of all, one on Drakgar. 9, that will miss. Another one on Juno. 9, that will miss.
Let's go.
Nice.
You see as the, kind of like swarming around you, the horde kind of seems to try and dogpile on both of you. But they are unable to strike at you, without risk of striking at each other. So you guys managed to definitely avoid them. Metius.
We'll follow Xandri's lead. Alright, and that's it. And I'll end my turn.
You go down the other route. Okay. In that case, I didn't share count 10. Porunga, Derek, Juno, and Drakgar. You hear a strange sound coming from nearby you.
Oh.
And you see as the orbit device in the room seems to begin whirling up, charging up for some form of blast. Not this round, however. Next one. Derek. What will Derek do?
Let's see. Derek still has control over the Troglodyte King, correct?
He does.
Well,
Well-
he's going to keep that same mentality going to keep attacking his his swarm of troglodytes. So Cassie has a question. Because he's concentrating on that spell, can he still cast another spell?
So the way Crown of Madness works, if you use your action to do anything else that isn't concentrating on a spell, it drops immediately.
Okay, so he has to use his action to maintain making the king fight the swarm, correct?
Correct.
Well, then that's what he does. Then that's his turn because I don't think he has Bardic Inspiration left.
Do you move him anywhere? Do you... or anything else?
Do I have to stay in line of sight for the crown? No, I don't think you have to continue maintain line of sight to concentrate on it. All right. I'm going with what you're saying, and he's going to back down into this hallway a little bit.
Okay.
And he's just going to keep concentrating on his necrotic crown.
I will say, important thing about this, because this.
I still see him, if that counts.
I mean, barely, but I mean, you can still you're still concentrating on it. It doesn't like break line of sight doesn't break concentration. Otherwise, being a D would be pretty bad. I will remind you about the spell, something really important, which is this segment. That, mind you, the creature has to make the attack before moving on its turns. Meaning that because the horde is away from it and it only has a 5-foot reach, it technically can't target them as a target for the middle attack.
So the Troglodyte King can't attack the swarm?
Because it is, again, it has to make the attack before moving on its turns. Pearl Madness is a pretty bad spell.
But it is still keeping it from attacking us, so I mean, it still works.
If a target can act normally start the creature, or if none are within its reach. I mean, we shall see. Anything else for Derek?
No, that's it, because he's got Crown of Madness up, but he doesn't have any Bardic Inspiration.
Alright. Yeah, it is your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna use Firebolt again on the horde.
Okay. Your Firebolt 14 hits for 10 points of fire damage. It is, well, obviously there's the horde still standing, still going strong. Anything else?
Give me 1 second here. One second, sorry. Alright. I'm gonna use the sorcery point to quicken Ray of Frost
Okay.
at the horde.
Right. In that case, roll me your Ray of Frost. Hits for 7 points of cold damage.
Alright. And I'm gonna move in this hallway with Derek and end my turn.
Okay. Is it? You're pretty certain almost half of their numbers have been reduced. They're still there. Troglodyte King can't actually target anybody with the melee attack on its turn, meaning that it can just move normally. I'm just double checking that I'm not bullshitting things. Sorry, can I control volumes or if not, okay. In that case, I believe, as per the wording on the spell, it can actually act normally this turn because there were no creatures within its melee reach previously. Meaning that when it looks over to Drakgar, the crown still glowing around his head, it's going to look at you, Drakgar, and say, "Oh, woe is me that you are to stand against me. You prove yourselves to be quite the conversationalists. Pity, truly, that you have to fall here. But fear not, for from your bodies my improved kingdom shall be born. Now, do me a favor and off with your head." He is
Bring it, little one.
so bite, claw,
Hit and hit.
and royal scepter. To visit its class restraint.
Yes.
The one with the royal scepter. So you take 3, 4, 7 points damage total because they're both reduced by half because you're range.
Oh, you calculated it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. That is it for the Troglodyte
Thank you.
King. Lair action. Well, what do you guys do?
Was it the first
I will
one?
let that be in your guys' hands as you're the ones by the giant pool of boiling lava.
Does that count as our action if we do it, or is that a separate thing?
Happen independently from your in-turn actions. It is just a thing you can do at initiative.
Can you populate it for me again? I accidentally closed out of it. Now I can't figure out where it's at.
Yeah, I'm not seeing
It's gonna
it
put you
on
to
the.
Because there's like 500.
I'm just gonna put the 2 options there.
I meant to
Oh,
carve
thank
out
you.
the forge. Okay, let's say culture.
On the map, these faces.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm gonna have it dump lava on this space over here if I can.
Which space?
The
Mind you,
one in front of.
the 2 spaces can't overlap exactly with each other, so
Yeah, do a lava dump.
lava. Is that the one you're asking? Just ping me the 2 spaces where you want it to fall.
It's not letting me ping it, but right in front, right behind the Troglodyte King.
Behind the Troglodyte King.
Yeah, like right there.
Do read the lair action.
You just got to dump it on the guy.
Oh, it doesn't actually
It's
spell.
not gonna,
Never
like,
mind. I'm
spread
thinking,
or
I'm
anything.
thinking it too literally. Yeah, I'll dump it on him.
Okay, so you wish for the Troglodyte King to be making a dexterity saving throw. I assume the second space you wanted on the horde.
Yeah.
All right. In that
Too
case,
literally, my bad.
it's going to make a dexterity saving throw. Troglodyte King fails. Or the Troglodyte fails. Roll me the
That's cool.
damage.
Oh, do I roll a
8.
Was it a 8d6? Holy shit!
Damn. 8d6?
That's 5. That's
Roll.
damage. So
Did I do that? I guess it's not working, so I guess I'll do it manually.
/R space 8d6.
Oh, no, /R. No, if I can spell.
No,
Bruh.
you put the slash, the letter
Oh.
R, and then the space, 8d6.
/R. That one? There we go.
Oof. That is 31 points of fire damage on both the Turtle King and the Horde. The Turtle King looks like he's very, very worse for wear. About to drop, actually. The Horde of Troglodytes, on the other hand, they also look like their numbers have dwindled significantly. You see, well, basically what happens here is that as you hear the engines of the forge revving up, you point at these two locations, and the voice of the forge keeper comes from the walls. Says, "If that is where you want it, then it shall be done." You see as these hatches open from various segments of the the Mithral Forge, and this, chains hanging that seem to be dangling, buckets filled with lava seem to come out from those hatches and pour its contents down onto the ground. Troglodyte King and the Horde Troglodytes are unable to fully dodge at the last second, and you see as the lava that falls on the Horde kind of just seems to fall on top of a lot of them, completely burning them in an instant. The Thornlike King, though not dead, you see as the lava more or less kind of falls in such a way that it sears like half his face. Kind of yells out, "Ah! You dare scar a royal!"
And I'll do it again.
That is it for the lair action. The Forge Keeper is currently powering those lair actions, so its turn is no longer in initiative. Juno. Juno?
Alright. Keeping it simple. Quarterstaff strike on the Troglodyte King. And then unarmed strike. Let me roll those.
Oh.
Both hit. Mind you, he does share the resistance while within the Horde space. So 3 and 4. Troglodyte King is looking like he's about to drop. Like I guarantee you, his last.
You got literally 1 HP.
Anything else, Juno?
No.
Okay.
That's gonna do it.
Xandri.
All right, she's going to continue to move down the hall. Oh, sorry.
That is.
It's a little laggy.
Well, not only is it laggy, that's
I think I went off.
that is a drop. That is a fall.
Oh, my bad. I would not obviously go there.
That is still a fall. Still a fall.
So is there no way around?
You're at the edge. Not that you can see.
Do I have my wings today, or am I a pissy mood today? I don't remember which one it was.
Well, your guess is as good as mine.
Anybody recall?
You were flying around the forge, weren't you?
Was I flying over the lava?
You
think
were flying when you first entered the forge, but remember, you guys took a long rest since then.
We did take a long rest. I remember the long rest. So there's no way over there because it's blocked, correct?
It is a solid wall, as far as you can see. What are you doing here?
Well, if there's no way to... I guess you'll just run back the other way then. Never mind, Metius. Apparently there's a big hole. I won't be able to carry us both across. So I would move my full action back into the room.
Hold on. Move.
Because I moved 5 foot... No, yeah, I moved 5 feet forward. So I can move to where your first blue dot is.
So, like, right here.
Yeah. Pretty please. Sorry, it's really laggy.
Okay. Again, likes a little bit more for you because you're technically controlling 2 characters at once. So,
Thank you. I can like open up pages and stuff. It's just when it comes to moving, it won't let me.
all right. So that is your turn, sadly. Drakgar.
Yep.
At the start of your turn, Drakgar, you are surrounded by, well, albeit in diminishing numbers, a whole bunch of troglodytes, and they stink. Could you make me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh no. They stink that badly. Holy. Fuck.
You are now poisoned.
God damn it.
You're poisoned for until the start of your next turn.
God damn. I'm going to Great Axe recklessly the Troglodyte King.
Well, that will make it a straight roll. Does a 15 hit him? It does not.
Alright, then I will take off Divine Fury for my second attack. Ow. Fuck.
14 doesn't hit either.
Okay. And, well, then I'll end my turn.
Horde of troglodytes. They are in dwindling numbers. They cannot turn to the king who still has the crown above his head, drool coming from the side of the face that isn't completely scarred by the lava. And the king, seemingly devolving back into the guttural, throaty language of the troglodytes, seems to point forward with rage and madness in his eyes and just shout, at the horde, almost doing like this very firm command at them. The troglodytes still remain. Look at you, Juno and Drakgar, and they are going to attack with Biting Claw. So they have less than half HP, meaning their attack deals a little less damage. So here we go. First one on Drakgar, advantage because you're reckless. 24.
That would.
That is 4 points of piercing, 3 of slashing because you're resistant. And then one on Juno, straight roll. That's a 19 hit.
Think so.
Juno?
You're muted again.
what was that? Sorry.
That's a 19,
Asking him 19 hit.
that's a 19 hit.
Yes, 19 hits.
Okay, so. I was the wrong. I was clicking the wrong one. Wow! Literally minimal damage on all 4 die rolls. You take 4 points of damage. Metius.
After hearing Exandri say that there's a pit, I'm gonna follow her back.
Okay. Oh shit, that was the wrong one. You can move, if you dash, you're like right here. So. Yeah, you can move right there. So that means let me get rid of that camera view over there.
That will be it for my turn.
Alright. And now, come on, y'all. I keep giving you a chance to save yourselves, but you still don't listen.
Oh no.
On initiative count 10. This blast of cold energy comes out from the machine. I want to need the Juno and Drakgar to make me Constitution saving throws.
Please. Fuck. Mitch. You should be at the top left.
Where?
Top left.
Yeah, Constitution saving
Right below proficiency bonus. There we go.
Oh
no.
It's gonna be a lot of damage. Hold on. Yeah, that is going to fucking hurt. It said done by the cone, as if done by the cone of cold spell. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Alright, well.
I'm ready. I can take it.
The fun thing about this, or, well, the upside to this, rather, because there's nothing fun about this situation. Upside to this is that I don't think it really matters what the Dragonlite King or the Horde rolls. They will die because they're also stuck in the area of effect of this thing. So I'm gonna roll a damage. You're probably alive, but we'll see.
Mommy.
Drakgar, because you failed, you take 29 points of cold damage.
Is that half though? Because I was raging.
Your specific rage does not reduce cold damage. Juno, you take half of that because you did succeed. So 14 points of cold damage. The troglodytes, however, don't actually survive. You see as when the gem at the center of the device kind of begins to glow and exudes this blast of cold energy which bathes almost the entire room with it. It seems to kind of blast this like really sort of like wave of frost that just covers your entire back, Drakgar, and leaving like this cartoonish, almost like silhouette on the wall in front of you. That is shaped like you, and everything else around is just covered in frost. For the troglodytes, however, you see as they notice a little bit too late that the blast of frost is coming, and they can like try to like cover themselves, like huddle up together and cover themselves, but the blast of cold just kind of makes all of them basically living statues. The king does not fare any better. He was already at death's door before the trap went off. So when the trap does go off, he kind of, begins to be covered in cold, and he's like, "No, my kingdom!" And he becomes a statue on the spot. Drakgar, however, I believe did that knock you unconscious?
I thought I had 30 before, but I might have miscounted though.
He should be unconscious.
Oh, I should be. Okay.
You are.
You're unconscious.
Obviously we're not on initiative just yet because you have to get your allies out of there. Derek, what is Derek doing?
He's gonna look around the corner and go, ha! And then, so what? So is the lair still going off?
I mean, your lair action specifically is still active until you say otherwise. The trap, however, seems to be resetting and it's gonna take a while for her to blast. But of course, if you don't get your allies out there enough time, there will be another blast of cold.
I don't have enough movement to get there to use Cure Wounds. Oh, unless
Are both Juno and Drak down, or just Drak?
It's just
First Mary.
down at the moment.
He's gonna be like, "Don't say I never did anything for you, Drak." And he's gonna cast Healing Word at level 2 towards Drak. Also, you should probably move.
You get back 8 points of healing, Drakgar, but you still need to go.
Nice.
For Derek,
I was about to do that.
And then he's gonna come back down the corner because he doesn't want to get hit by that shit. Because we all know he runs from everything.
all right. Yeah, what do you do?
Am I wrong?
I'm just gonna stay where I'm at because I feel like it's safe right here.
Mhm.
At least you
wait.
didn't take at least you didn't take 20 opportunity attacks this time.
I'm just gonna stay.
All right. You're just gonna stay put. Twilight King is dead. Lara, you guys do anything with that?
Nah, we don't need to do it.
Can we use? Ooh, that might kill my brother though.
Goddamn.
Can we? So the second lair action. Oh no, wait, that still might kill my brother. Fuck. So the second lair action, I got a question. For the second lair action, it states choose two spaces on the map. These spaces are where vents of fire will erupt. Creatures in the area must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw or do 14 4d6 fire damage to anyone in a 15 feet line. By chance, do these vents just keep erupting? So like,
No, it's only for this lair action.
and we have to use a lair action right now.
I mean, if you don't want to, you have to.
What if we use the lair action on the ball after Drak and Juno leave the room?
This is sadly not something you can hold.
Okay.
You would have to wait till the next round for you to be able to use it.
Okay. Gotcha. I don't think we should do it lair action because the only thing I could think that we could use it on is the ball, but it'll definitely kill brother if it erupts.
Okay. So no lair action for timing. Juno. He says he has to step away, but I'm gonna do y'all a solid and say that on his turn, he will use his action to lift up Drakgar. So now you don't need to spend half of your movement to get back up. And he slaps you in the back and says, "Come on, man, we have to get out of here."
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, run.
I mean, well, you'll run on your turn. Right now, Juno has to run on his turn. And I feel he has enough movement to just make it out of there because he's a fucking monk.
He's got like 100.
Yeah, so he just gets out of there. And he's like, "Come on, Drakgar, get out of there!" Xandri.
She will. Well, what way did Drak and them run?
Wait, what did you say?
What way did Drak and them run?
I mean, out this room through here.
Okay. Why is it every time I turn around, you're literally bleeding? Drak, what is this?
I had to fight people. I don't know. I got nothing.
What do you think?
I don't know if I have. Oh, I do have a level 1 left. I will do a healing word level 1 on my brother.
So you dash all the way to the entrance.
I would move 30 feet towards the lip of the hallway.
30 feet would get you like here, which won't be enough to actually reach.
All right, and then I will hold my action to cast healing word for when I see my brother.
Got it.
Okay. Well, no, actually, you can't hold bonus actions.
Oh, can I use it as an action?
You know what? Sure, I'll allow it for now. So you're holding healing. Drakgar, you are back up. So you just need to get. All right, so you get out. And like that, we drop initiative. You do hear the mechanism still wind up from the from the device. It seems to be activating itself in a kind of like a couple of seconds intervals. Roughly 12 or 18 at the most. Let me get rid of this.
Could we use a lair action to attack it?
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
You may. It can't really make dex saves because it's an object without any stats. I mean, it just auto fails. Which one do you wish to use?
Or the one with the most damage?
I think that's the 8d6 one.
Yep.
Yeah, pumping it up with lava.
Okay. In that case, you, right after the last sort of like discharge of cold energy, you call upon the Forge Keeper. Drop me a lava bucket right there. You see as the similar sort of like vent seems to open, and the chains that dangle the buckets hang above the device and pour down this bucket of lava onto it, dealing. It might not actually be destroyed, but we'll see. 8d6.
Ooh.
Just enough to destroy it.
Let's go.
You see as the bucket kind of falls on top of the device, the lava pouring into it, and you see as it seeps through like the seams in the and the gaps in like the spherical object. You begin to see or hear rather as this crackling sound seems to emerge from it, and after a couple of seconds, you see as this explosion happens, which bathes the entire room in another final sort of like surge of cold energy. More or less like completely like freeze. Well, I guess double freezing, if you will. The already like frozen statued bodies of the troglodytes before the device seems to just fall apart and seems to be rendered unusable.
Man.
That thing's taken care of.
I'm gonna look over
It's
at
gonna look
Jack.
at the Forge Keeper.
Hold on,
You're looking.
you were both talking at the same time.
I was just gonna cast Cure Wounds on Drac. Use my last spell slot.
Okay.
1 second.
How do you have access to cure wounds?
From my fate,
Uh,
it says I can use the spell slot or
Chromatic
use it as a feat.
Gift of the Metallic Dragon? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you can cast Cure Wounds. Alright, so hold on.
Oh,
What happened to the Forge Keeper, guys?
As if on cue, once you say that, you see as from the tunnel that is in the blast furnace room, the Forge Keeper emerges once again
at least he's all right.
and says,
Oh,
I hope my assistance proved useful to all of you.
oh wait, were you just the lair right now?
I thought I made it clear. Did you not?
Oh, I'd already taken off running. My bad.
Did you not hear me? Did you not hear me when I said that I was able to control the forge, and should you need the fire, point the location?
Unfortunately, I was not here at that time, so no.
Well, that is unfortunate, but you survived, and that is important.
We appreciate the help.
Now, I believe
Of
there will
course.
be no further interruptions. I recognize those invaders. Those were the ones that stepped down here sometime before you all of you. They got the password to the elevator out of me, under a pretext that they were going to free me if I did. And then, they didn't.
I do have to say though, brother.
Yes.
So I've been kind of like looking at this manual. Seeing as you have like a bunch of magical items already, like a lot,
Yeah.
a lot, and
Uh-huh.
some of the magical items that we are actually going to get fixed by Vulcan himself are also items that you will be using. I was wondering if you could maybe help me buy a staff of healing. I mean, it's only beneficial for the whole team.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, yeah. Oh, however much you need.
As you guys are having this conversation, uh, Juno, you
Yes.
see the Forge Keeper kind of staring at you across everybody else, and does this gesture for you to come closer.
I step closer.
You step over to the Forge Keeper, and they kind of turn to look at you and lean in a little bit closer and say, "You do not need to speak if you do not wish to. But now that everybody is a little bit more calm, there is something that I wish to discuss with you."
Hit me.
Very well. Some days ago, I had a dream. A dream where one that looked much like yourself walked these halls. At that point, I knew something is important was bound to happen. You were touched by the great fate, weren't you?
Yes.
Then it appears my dream was true. Wait here for a moment. You see as they move around the forge, and they seem to approach one of the molds that is on this almost conveyor belt almost. Their hand, they kind of place it on top of this block of metal that could be some form of mold. You see their fingers dig into the metal. The superheated nature of their fingers kind of melting away a segment of it. And then they pull out something out of the mold. They can lean a little bit, leaning back over to you. And the Forge Keeper says, if that dream of mine was true, then I believe this belongs to you. You see as they, from their hands, produce a ring.
Sweet. I reach out and take it.
Despite what you've seen the hands of the Forge Keeper be capable of doing, as if, like melting metal in their hands, the ring is unaffected by this effect. Or if it is almost unnoticeable. In fact, when you pluck it out of the palm of the Forge Keeper, the heat is there for a little bit, and it stings a tiny bit, but it quickly disappears. You look at it, has a lot of weird engravings drawn alongside, almost like like the one true ring. It has like these engravings going alongside it. Not in any language that you would understand, but it's almost as if rather than carved, the engravings were seared, like onto it. And the Forge Keeper speaks once again and says, "You don't need to share with me your story if you do not wish. But in my dream, I saw that a great evil took a lot from you, did it not?
I will nod.
I believe this ring will help you in getting back at that great evil."
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I put the ring on.
So there's no immediate effect, and it probably won't be until you properly, because obviously this item is magical. There probably won't be an immediate effect until you actually take time to, attune to it.
Then I'll ask. How can I respectfully ask the significance of the ring? I guess I could just wait and have Matthias inspect it. Yeah, I'll wait.
Okay. As you kind of take it, put it on, look at it for a couple of seconds, the Forge Keeper says, "There is one other thing. In that dream, I saw something else concerning you.
What was that?
I'm not sure how familiar you may be with the lands beyond the shores of Tylea, but there is an island, known commonly as the Island of Yonder. It is said that an ancient race of giants, the Gigants, once forged mighty weapons that could fight even a dragon.
Ooh. Island of Giants. This sounds like a place we should go.
This conversation is between just the Forge Keeper.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm too far away. Never mind.
Yeah, we're in a different conversation down the hallway.
True.
I don't really use weapons, but I'm sure some of my teammates would benefit from that.
Even if you were to not be the one to wield it. I am certain whatever you find in that island, well, will perhaps assist you in ridding yourself of the shadow that looms over you. The same way how you helped me, all of you, get rid of the shackles that binded me to this place.
That would be great.
Keep
That would be really great.
keep the ring with you. Hold on
Thank
to
you.
it, and do not lose it.
Thank you.
After that, the Forge Keeper kind of leans back and speaking in a lot more louder voice to kind of call everyone's attention. The Forge Keeper says, "Now that the danger has passed, what is it that you will do?"
Shake. Need to
Um,
explore the forge.
I think that requires a little bit of discussion.
Make better weapons to slay giants and titans and stuff.
Isn't that?
Um,
I'm afraid the reforging of artifacts that you speak of like that are a bit beyond my capabilities. But if Vulcan was to be here, he would probably make more use of the forge, if you believe it, far beyond any that I could be able to do on my own.
well, I can still do my prayer to my grandpa and see if he can receive it. But I do have a question though. Do you know where we would be able to obtain a chimera goat's head?
They are fucking taken aback by the question. My apologies. What was your query?
Well, I like to make sure that our party never dies, and I was wondering if you'd be able to make me a staff of healing.
I see. Yes, that is one of the recipes available in the forge, is it not? I'm afraid I know very little of the world outside of here beyond myths and legends.
Love it.
I cannot.
Do we have
Go ahead.
out of game? Do we have Gorgon's blood already? No, we have Basilisk blood. Okay, never mind. Continue. Sorry.
You see as the Forge Keeper does seem to think for like a couple of seconds and then says, "I apologize. I cannot pinpoint you a location where you would be able to find such an item. However, I suppose there is always the possibility that you may run across it during your travels."
All right. If we end up finding a chimera goat head, would you craft me the weapon? It would be an honor if you were to do it.
If I possess the capability of assisting, I will do as much. I do still, however, recommend that if you seek to craft items of higher caliber, or reforge any of the stronger items you have on you, well, at the risk of repeating myself, Vulcan is the one you wish to have here.
Okay. Guys, I'm gonna take a second to pray to Vulcan and Kyra and Dad and check up on them. See if I could get a feeling or an inkling that one of them heard me. I'm just gonna be over here. And she's going to like kind of excuse herself from the group. She's gonna set up some incense and start praying.
All right. I will say you guys are feeling pretty fucking drained at the moment. You're out of spell slots, some of you are pretty hurt. You can, if you wish, take a long rest. There will be no more immediate danger here in the forges.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I think that's probably best.
Level up.
I just collapse on the ground and be like, all right, I'm going to take a nap. Good night, guys.
Sit her in the hallway.
I shall watch over you all if you wish to rest.
That would be ideal.
All right. And with that, what time is it? We shall take our own short rest.
Yes.
5-minute break, and and we will be back to continue the session. And well, you guys will decide what to do from there.
Sweet.
All right.
Hopefully not get any more big boo-boos.
I forgot I can't pause the recording, so I'm just gonna have to edit this segment out in in post. Let me just clap so that I know where the audio peaks. All right, there. Right. So we are back. So everybody, you were allowed a long rest, meaning all of your sources come back, all your health comes back. During the long rest, nothing really of note happens, except
Oh no.
you take this rest. Well, first of all, the only real things of note that would happen are you, Juno. You would feel, you know, a certain degree of magical power from the ring. Now, mind you, you are not yourself a spellcaster, but doesn't mean that you can't actually detect when something is, clearly charged with some form of energy.
Okay, cool.
Well, actually, during the long rest, would you have wanted Metius to identify the ring?
I would probably wait until after the rest for us to talk about it.
Okay.
I would have asked him to identify the trident if he wanted to know about it.
If I have time to identify whatever items,
Well,
I would do it. But it's like I'd have to ritually cast it, and it takes time.
you have a feeling that whatever magical energy is being, faint as it is being produced from the trident is the same as the ones in the, for the javelins. So if you identify one of them, you'll probably figure out what the rest of them do.
Okay, do I have so that's it takes 11 minutes to identify something.
A long rest constitutes, at the very least, of 6 hours of proper rest and 2 minor physical activity. I'll say doing the identify counts as minor physical activity, so you would still be able to get your long rest in.
Just one identify would count?
I mean, you can do 2, which would be 20 minutes total. Still not enough to push you past the point of minor physical.
Because I also want to identify the scepter that the Troglodyte King had.
Well, I'll
Oh no.
tell you right now.
That laugh was evil.
I'm scared.
So I'll tell you right now, the scepter isn't anything special. It was
Okay.
just adorned with various really bright looking sharp stones and rope and the like. I'll say what you do catch out of the Troglodyte King that actually catches your eye is the weird sort of headband that he was using as a crown, quote unquote. The one that he adorned with also a set of a row of sharp rocks that he tied onto it. So you have 3 items here: the ring, the trident or javelins. I'm gonna count those as one because you believe that they have the same enchantment. And the headband that the Troglodyte King was wearing.
So I can do all 3 of them?
You would be able to, yes.
Then I will do that during my long rest. I'll start with the javelins.
It takes you a total of 33 minutes if you're using all of this as a ritual.
Yep.
The javelins and the trident. The magical enchantment that they possess is something that doesn't quite, register as say on the same level of a spell. How would Doctor Strange say this? It is a simple enchantment, but an unbreakable one. A simple spell, but a quite unbreakable one. These weapons, you believe, are covered in a very rare metal that some say is innately magical in and of itself. That metal, of course, being adamantine.
Ooh.
Adamantine weapons are, when used to attack objects, are an automatic critical hit on them. They deal double damage to objects and structures.
Wow.
So you have 1 trident and 6 javelins that are made out of the thing. Whether those are useful to you or not, that's for you to decide. the headband that the Troglodyte King was using. You take your time to identify it, and you believe that this is, well, you kind of start getting an idea as to how it was that this Troglodyte King managed to actually have the ability to speak in common. Because what you find out from this headband is that it is indeed a headband of intellect.
Ooh.
Headband on intellect. In fact, I'm just gonna show you the handout real quick while I make sure that you guys see that. Headband of intellect. It's a non-magical item that requires attunement. While wearing them and attuned to it, of course, your intelligence score becomes a flat 19.
Nice.
That would probably go good on.
Or Metius.
Exactly.
It's only 1 point more than my current intelligence.
Oh.
One more point is one more point.
Mind you, this doesn't. When your intelligence is increased by this item in this way, you gain no real benefits from it if your intelligence would be higher than 19. Keep in mind in D&D the way the stats work, every even number you get the bonus to your modifier. So if you specifically Metius were to use this, you would really gain nothing out of it.
Nothing, yeah.
I see.
So, but if anybody else wants to use it, their intelligence will become a 19. Keep in mind, however, that 19 disappears the moment that you take this off.
So one of us could become big brain.
It doesn't require tuning, right? It doesn't say that?
It does require attunement.
Okay.
I'm gonna lower this to the items folder in a moment, but that is basically what it does. And last but not least, the ring that was given to.
Hey.
Oh,
sorry, I was yelling at my cat.
The ring that was given to Juno by the Forge Keeper. Well, actually, how would you ask Metius to identify that, Juno?
I think after we all wake up, I would have kind of cornered him out and just shown it to him. Said, "This is what the Forge Keeper made me. Is there any chance you could use your smart wizard stuff to identify its purpose or how I could use it? Or I have no idea what it is."
I certainly can, but you will have to wait a small period of time while I cast the ritual. And
Yeah,
I'll
no
sit
worries.
down. I'll find somewhere slightly more comfortable than just wherever I was cornered, and I will sit down and cross my legs and pull out the little pearl and begin once again ritually casting Identify on this ring.
Okay. You take your time to cast that, and you begin to feel that it is much like the adamantine weapons. It is again a very simple, boon, but quite a powerful one. This is a ring of resistance. More specifically, it is a ring of fire resistance. While attuned to this item, the user becomes resistant to all fire damage.
Wow.
So after the 11 minutes are up, the gold sort of sheen on Matthias's eyes will fade. I'll put the pearl back and I'll hand you the ring back and say, it's a simple enchantment, fire resistance. Seems like it would be useful.
Sweet.
Whoops.
Thank you.
So,
anytime.
In case anybody may have forgotten how to add stuff onto your inventory, you just go onto the little letter I symbol on the side of the screen, type what is it that you're looking for, and then click and drag it onto your inventory.
Oh, they're not like a +1, +2, +3 or anything. That's just a javelin.
It's just adamantine javelins. Yeah, they don't have any particular bonuses to it. hey, they create an object. So if you use them as battering rams, you know, you can probably cause some damage.
Um, Matthias, because
Yes.
you're the one who has the crown.
Mhm.
I only have 2 attuned items. One item I'm still not completely. Oh wait, actually, DM. Am I attuned? I attuned to my necklace, correct?
It's not actually an attunement. In fact, let's get
It's
that out of the way
not.
real quick. Let's get that.
Oh no.
So,
Am I cursed? Did my auntie curse me? I deserve it. It's okay.
but you do deserve. No, just kidding.
It just starts floating.
Not really. So here's what happens, and I'm gonna have to lower the volume of the music on my end for this, because what ends up happening to you, Exandri, is that over the long rest, while everybody was out, not out of, but like, resting up, the heat of the forge serving as a warm, what would otherwise be replaced by warm covers, I suppose. You feel a slight resonance coming from the necklace. It is light enough that anybody who isn't you would never pick up on it. You feel this calling almost. If I was to, equal this to real life, I guess, modern day equivalents, it's as if, you're getting like a phone call almost. The
I booped the center button.
There is no button. It's more like this sort of like a reddish gem on it, dull in coloration though it may be. When you like brush your hand against it, it still seems to emanate that sort of like like resonance. And when you touch it, you don't even need to like press anything, so to speak. When you touch the red gem on it, you feel a voice, one that perhaps you may or may not have heard. And if you did, it's in memories that have so long faded away that it might as well be dreams. A old female voice seems to speak through it and says, "Little Exandri, is that you?"
Um, yes. May I ask who this is?
The voice comes as if a whisper, one that you're pretty sure nobody else but you can hear. And it comes back once again, almost as if this breathy sound. Look at you. How much you've grown. You probably don't even know who I am. No, of course, how could you? You were so little back there. Except,
You're cutting in and out, by the way.
she says, I'm your grandma. Except,
Sorry, Cassie's brain just exploded because I'm actually looking for her.
you don't need to, because
Uh,
accompanying this whisper, you suddenly have an image in your mind. An image of a very old but yet surprisingly spry looking uh, Siren. Kind of looks like this. Uh,
um,
the image quickly fades away just as soon as it appears. And the whisper comes back. and says, "How I wish I could hold you one last time. But I am sorry, I can't do that just yet. I've seen you. I've watched over you in your quest. My, how much you've done. Did you know that I was also, well, not also, but I was once a great fan of the legends of the ancient Dragonlords. But I see we're very different in that regard, aren't we?"
She's still a little speechless, but she will mumble out a "it would seem."
Right. And now here you are, traveling with your friends to bring about a better tomorrow to everybody. I wish I could watch you and your friends go about as you travel the land, but I cannot. You see, something really bad happened to me, Exandri. My body destroyed, my name erased. Do you know by who?
I feel like Exandria knows the answer to this question because I spoke to my dad about it, but Cassie is failing to figure out where she wrote down these notes.
Well, what do you think is the answer that Alexander would give?
Um, it had to do with my brain is just not working because I'm hungry. Do. Isn't it the big bad guy Esther?
Not really.
No. My grandma pissed off. Sorry, I'm going through my notes.
It starts with an S. I'll give you a hint.
Yeah, is it Sidon? I'm really hungry. My brain is not working. I haven't ate all day.
You got it somewhat right. It is Sidon. So how does Alexandria answer?
Um, she's gonna be like, Dad told me that something happened between you and Sidon. Sidon, whatever.
That is true. He removed me from this mortal coil. But even through it all, I never stopped doubting that one day someone will come along, someone brave, someone strong, someone smart, that could make up for the mistakes of the past. And I think that's you. You and your friends who would give everything to bring about better days. Little Alexandria, keep going as you have. I'll continue to watch over you. But for now, I do have to go. I'm certain we'll meet again.
When can I talk to you again? Mainly because Cassie can't really think right now because she's hungry.
Sooner than you know. and then you feel this breeze, almost accompanied by a almost ethereal sounding whisper. Suddenly, the resonance in the locket seems to disappear. For a moment, you almost feel a presence rest their hand on your shoulder as the wind was blowing, but it's gone in an instant.
She'll just clutch the necklace close to her, and she doesn't really feel sad, like at all, because she doesn't know her grandma. And by the sounds of it, she believes her grandma is more in alignment with how Derek thinks. So she doesn't necessarily feel sad, but she feels a sense of curiosity. And she makes a mental note that after she gets some rest and food in her, to think of some things to ask her grandma next time that she gets to speak with her.
Okay. So, after all of that, like I said, you guys do finish a long rest. You do what you need to do in the morning. Feeling quite refreshed. Oh, go ahead.
When we wake up in the morning, Exandri would have a couple things she wants to try and do.
Mm-hmm. What are you trying to do?
One, she would go to Metius, since he is the one who found the crown. And she'd be like, Metius, if you
Yes.
say no, it's completely okay. But
Mhm.
I do, um, if you don't want to wear the crown that you found, would you be okay if I wore it?
I'll hand it to you and say, it probably needs a clean, and I will cast Prestidigitation on it to clean it and
Oh, thank you.
let you know that it seems to boost the wearer's intelligence in some way.
All right. Probably should know that before a long rest, but
I mean, there'll
thank
be
you.
plenty of time to attune to it as you get out of here.
Right, so she will start to attune to, about to start to attune to that, but before then, she's going to be like, Forge Keeper,
Yes. How may I assist?
I'm going to send a message to my grandpa, Vulcan. Would you like me to add in a word or two for you?
It is not necessary. If he does answer, he will find out that you indeed succeeded.
Okay.
I will, however, ask you, since you're taking time to alert the Vulcan of your progress, that means you intend for him to do something great. If this involves the reforging of a specific artifact, well, you may very well leave it here in my hands. I shall safeguard it until he gets here.
Ironically, I'm pretty sure for some odd, unknown reason we left them with my grandpa.
I see. Well, hopefully he remembers to bring them along in that case.
But if you are okay with holding on to some items, we found this trident, and I do know here in our near future, probably a lot closer in our future than what we might suspect, we do have to go after the Ultros, which is out at sea. And I do see in your manual here that with using this trident right here, you could turn it into a trident of fish command. If we could produce you some Gorgon blood.
There is a possibility that this item can be crafted, yes. I,
Um,
in case you do not wish for that type of item, I could try and see if I can melt down this trident into a, well, solid ingot of adamantine to be used for something else. But I believe it
Um,
will take more than just this single trident to create that.
I feel like a trident of fish command would very much assist us out in the open sea. As she's gonna look around at the group, I'm pretty sure none of us are casual swimmers. Seeing as some of us have like horse legs and I have wings. So I think if we had the opportunity to like sway some like dolphins or sharks or whales to like help.
You need not speak more. I understand. It shall be done if I have the materials for it.
Thank you. May I be able to leave this here with you then
You
for
may.
safekeeping?
You may. Last time Vulcan was here, he was working on some form of device, a messenger device of sorts, that would be used to transport items of value at great distances. Perhaps he may be able to resume his work once he gets here. No doubt he intended to use that as a way to delivering you the artifacts that you wish him to reforge.
Damn, Gramps got Amazon Prime.
So my last question, yeah, okay, no, so I guess, well, in my future, I need to kill a chimera and some gordons. Besides that, I'm just gonna send a message to my grandpa. This time it can reach him, and he'll be able to respond, and he'll know everything. So, just 1 second.
Are you casting sending?
I am casting sending, but somebody's at my door.
Okay. For everybody else, I will say, whenever you guys wish to leave the forge, you are free to do so. We don't need to go through the process of I go up the elevator, now I go up the elevator, we go out the tunnels, now I go up the tunnel. Just say fast forward through that and have you guys out and about in the Mithral Mountains. Unless anybody else wishes to continue to speak to the Forge Keeper, that'll be that.
I think we got everything, didn't we?
Yeah,
If
I'm
we
ready.
did, I forget. If we didn't, I forgot.
Okay. In that case, we'll retcon in the sending message.
The only other thing that we need to do is attempt to collect the warp skulls.
You already have those.
I already got. Yeah, I
We
already
have
got
all
those.
of them. We didn't need to. There weren't any that we saw down here, like walking around or anything.
You didn't see any down here. All of the
Awesome.
ones you collected were the ones you found on the upper levels.
Okay, cool.
So
We also need to go collect Lorius from the Centaur people.
correct. He was left as collateral. So, well, first of all, first tell me the sending message before we, I move you guys out of the Middle Mines.
Yeah. Hey, Grandpa Vulcan. It's me, Exandri. We freed the Forge Keeper, relit the mines. Please make your way here. Love you, lots. Hugs.
Sadly, those last 2 words are cut out because it's only 25 words for.
Oh, I did 24 words.
Hold on. Did I miscount one? I think I may have miscounted one there.
I got 24.
Okay, so just enough to fit in the 25 word limit for sending. You hear back. All right, I am on the way. I shall make these items better than they were as they were new. Wait for them.
Heck yeah.
And then I'll waste my second level 3 slot to send one to my Auntie Kyra.
All right, what is it sending for Kyra?
Hey, Auntie Kyra. It's Exandri. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Still love you lots. We beat the mines, freed the Forge Keeper. Bye. And that's 24 again.
You hear back. It's fine. I'm not angry anymore. I'll meet you halfway. Don't worry, I'll find you.
Alright, Exandria. Oh, wait, sorry. Okay, guys, my auntie's not mad at me no more. She's gonna meet us halfway.
Wonderful.
Let's go find Lorius.
All right.
Because I don't remember how we left him as collateral when we freely volunteered to do this.
Hey man, hey, you know, it's almost as if he
The DM forgot about him.
no, it's almost as if he would have died to the Cerberus
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah.
It would have got thrown like a chew toy.
Yeah, like, cause like, guess what?
Will.
Lorius doesn't have the same class levels that you guys do. He's only a satyr. He would have just died immediately. Anyway, so I move you guys back to the world map of the Heartlands. So as you guys exit out the Mithral mines, well, the world is open to y'all. You did hear that the last person who built the communication of the Old King was King Acastus of the city of Mitros. And no doubt he's probably heard of you already. As you come down from the Mithral Mountains, you find yourself traveling alongside one of the main rivers. And
Wait, are we just leaving Lorius?
oh, I was getting there. Give me a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's gone. It
Uh,
was nice knowing him.
trying to more or less find the meeting place where you originally parted ways with him. You actually find two centaurs. They're not the same that they were when you arrived here, nor are they the same that you rescued out of the mines. But they see you. They were just kind of in the middle of the road having a conversation, really non-hostile, as it were. They kind of see you. One of them taps the other one on the shoulder. The other one turns over and says, "Are you the ones that rescued our people from the tunnels?
Yes, we are.
In that case, you have our thanks. Our leader Hukar wishes to speak with you. Your ally is in our campsite nearby."
Thank you very much.
We shall lead you there if you wish.
Be appreciated.
That would be much appreciated.
You are led by these two centaurs to a nearby, something that is in between a campsite and like a nomadic village, if that sentence makes any sense. Tents made out of animal skin, slight wooden barricades set up to fend off possible approaches from blind spots, and of course, the village being situated near a river means there's nets and the like for catching fish. All in all, a far cry from, well, the the otherwise really poorly structured tunnels where the troglodytes were living at. You, not too far away from after you enter the village-less camp, you would see the leader of the centaurs, Hukar, in what appears to be in the middle of preparing something. This almost gourd-like object that he's holding in his hand that he seems to be mixing various types of liquid from one container to the other. While on the side, you see as Loris seems to be talking to him, but you can clearly tell Hukar isn't actually paying attention. Lorius seems to be recounting some form of tale to Hukar. And by the time you guys arrive, Lorius seems to just kind of be in the middle of one of the sentences and says, "I assure you that they are the most bravest, most dashing group of people that I have ever met. And I'm certain that any moment now they shall return. Hookar kind of looks over his shoulder, sees you guys, and then kind of looks over his other shoulder, looks at Lorius, and says, "It appears they are already here." And Lorius looks back at you guys, almost jumps a little bit, and says, "Oh, uh, how long have you been standing there?"
You're
Just
just
enough to hear your praise at the end of your story. Thank you, Lorius.
"Oh, I mean, I was only speaking the truth. Um, I have first-hand knowledge after all of your heroics. Um, right. Mr. Hooker wanted to discuss something with you. Shall just be here on the side." And he kind of takes a couple of steps back. Hooker, who at this point is done mixing whatever it is concoction he was on this like set of gourds, looks back at you guys and more or less does like a gesture for you guys to sit down. There's this like animal pelts on the ground that almost serve as well place for you to rest up for a bit, or sit down, I suppose.
I do that.
Mm-hmm.
You see as Hukar lays down his horse-like body not too far away from you guys and says, "First of all, in case you have not heard, we shall thank you once again for delivering our fellow kinsmen alive. They were, well, caught off guard by those foul troglodytes. But they are here now, and we have you to thank for it. As thanks, please accept these." He kind of pulls out like those same gourds that I was describing earlier, and presents them to you guys. And as he is sort of like passing them over, he says, "These are concocted from the blood of my tribe. They possess a property unlike any other potion in this land. Please accept them."
How many does he hand over?
3.
And what are
And
they called again?
Well, I'll let you know out of
Or are they just potions?
I'll let you know out of character. These are potions of heroism.
Ooh.
Potion of heroism essentially gives whoever drinks it the benefits of the blessed spell, requiring no concentration.
Zandri will take them and nod her head, and she will ask him what these potions do.
They shall imbue you with a great strength to face the mightiest of challenges and to strike harder against your foes, as ordained by the Ocean Father or Lord Sidon.
She will hand one to Drak, hand one to Juno, and hand one to Porunga,
Hell yeah. Thank you for that.
since they're usually
Much
always in the front
appreciated.
line.
Thank you.
When he finishes saying that last part of his sentence, he does kind of like look at you guys as if, expecting a reaction almost.
I do apologize. What was that? I was trying to chew on a fortune cookie.
He seemed when he finished the sentence that he was saying as he was passing down the potions. He kind of looks at you guys almost as if expecting a reaction out of you. In case you didn't
Thank you.
in case,
I very much appreciate these.
well, in case you didn't hear the reaction, well, the thing that he said. He did say that, well, these potions were blessed by a being that they called the Ocean Father, the Lord of Storms, Sidon.
Oh, I missed that part.
You guys are followers of Sidon then?
Don't we know that already? Like the centaurs.
Do we know that out of character?
Not all centaurs are followers of silence, but a lot.
Oh, okay. All right.
Uh, you well, what you ask your followers of Sidon, Hukar says, yes, he has given my tribe many blessings over the last years. In fact, ever since the eldest among us can remember. Do not fear, however. We know who you are. We know that you have been prophesied to confront the Titans. But I encouraged you. Consider the Ocean Father's wisdom. For he can be quite the benevolent deity.
Well, I can at least assure you that on our travels, one of our main goals are to obtain any and all knowledge about past, present, and future, so we can come across our own ideals and understandings of why Ilea is the way that it is. Or she's gonna look at the group to see if that was okay phrasing for her to say.
Agree.
Metius nods. It's true. It's what we're trying to do here.
Then you must know that acting against the wishes of the Ocean Father will lead you and many to ruin. I do not wish to see that from those who were so kind as to assist my people. Reconsider.
Go ahead.
He's just said reconsider.
We very much, or at least I very much appreciate your concern for us. And I'm not sure what our path is going to entail for us, but I do know that no matter whoever we come across on our travels, whether they worship Sidon or the Five Gods or even the Titans, if helping them and assisting them is within our realm of possibilities, um, to say that we would at least try.
Uh,
I know Sidon's a Titan, but there's other Titans too, right?
well,
Yeah.
oh, the only other one you know is Letheria. Uh,
Yeah, Lutheria. Okay, her.
uh, he looks at you and says, I suppose the most I can ask of you is that you approach further interactions with the Ocean Father with an open mind.
I mean, I think our minds are pretty open. We've learned a lot of things about the past that we definitely don't agree on. There's a bunch of holes in the information that we have, like a lot more holes than there are actually no holes. So I mean, I think it's safe to say that we could be like that and keep an open mind. I mean, we found out that the Dragonlords were a bunch of douchebags,
Goodness.
and they were somehow revered as heroes, which is weird considering if they were alive today and I knew of them what I know now, I would definitely not see them as heroes.
Perhaps the same could be said of those who act against the Ocean Father. Many see him as a, well, wrathful god who wishes to crush those who oppose him. But I can tell you that for my tribe he's done a great many things.
And I'm happy that has been provided to you and your tribe, because I'm happy to see that you guys look like you're thriving and healthy. But unless we know more of the picture, it's really hard to draw a conclusion. Because even though the Dragonlords occasionally did something good and beneficial, there was still a lot of negative and bad and corrupted stuff they did. And going into our quest, we only knew of the good. And now that we've learned a bunch of the other stuff, their more corrupted and bad ways definitely outweigh anything good that they did. Same could probably, I'm not quite sure because I don't know about Sidon and Lutheria. We just don't know. We just don't know enough. We see that they've helped out your tribe, which is really good. I hope they continue to bless your guys' tribe. I would hate for you guys to come across some hardship. And for some odd reason, in the future, if that ever did happen, send a word or a carrier to Astoria for us. If we're able to assist you, we obviously will. But we just don't know. We just don't know enough, if that makes sense.
Then I can only pray that sometime down the line you will be, well, accepted into the graces of the Ocean Father, the same way he accepted us. I will not keep
So,
you, I will not keep you here any further if you do not wish to stay. For it's clear that you have a path laid ahead, and it perhaps does not lie here with us.
this is true.
You are, however, welcome to stick around if you wish to share a couple of drinks under the sky.
Just gonna look at the group. It's been a while since we've had any ale.
It has.
Yeah, what the heck? Let's party.
If you would have us, we would celebrate with you tonight.
He kind of gestures at some of the other centaurs that are around, and they begin to produce this, well, not produce, but pour from various different containers. This substance that doesn't actually look like ale. Looks a little bit too thick, shall we say, to be like that fluid of a liquid, shall we say. They don't actually pour it in cups or anything like that, but rather in bowls that they pass over to all of you guys.
Chieftain Hukar, I do have one question before I possibly get too drunk and can't remember anything.
What is your question?
You guys travel a lot, right?
We are mostly a nomadic clan. We do not stick around in one location for long enough. Draws the ire of many.
By chance, would you know of a location of a chimera or some gorgons?
My tribe does their best to avoid the dangerous creatures such as that. I apologize, but I cannot help you in that regard. Now.
No worries. One more. By chance, would you guys know of anyone who might know the location of the ghost ship, the Ultros?
I've heard stories of that ship before. But no, my kind strays far enough away from the creations of those who descended from our tribe's enemies.
Oh, well. Definitely our enemy too right now. If by chance you ever do come across a traveler talking about the Ultros, is it possible that you could send word back to Asteria for us?
I'm afraid
Astoria?
there's very little chance that something like that would happen. Many travelers, especially those less trusting of others, would much rather see my kind impaled on a bunch of spears than engaged in conversation. Also, like I mentioned before, we tend to steer far enough away from the creations of those more civilized folk. Kinda says with a bit of sarcasm. Now, apologies that I am not much help of you in that regard. But
Nope, actually, it was of great help,
at the very least,
ironically.
the offer of our drinks still stands. Please, enjoy. Uh, so.
All right, let's go get shit-faced. Hopefully they don't rob us. Let's go. Hoorah!
It's not like a heavy alcoholic beverage that is being served to you guys. Yes, it's served in bowls, but it's not really like that large of a substance, that large of
He's
a
like
quantity.
trying to get us drunk on that face shit.
Doesn't actually i obviously it's not ale like I mentioned before. Rather, it has this weirdly sweet taste to it. Like I guess if I had to give it like a comparison, it kind of almost tastes like corn syrup.
Interesting.
That you guys probably don't know, but if anybody at any point in their life has had a tejuino, it basically tastes like that. Uh, Tejuino is like a corn-based drink that's very famous here in Mexico. You guys should look it up sometime. But yeah, it's like this weirdly like sweet tasting liquid. Uh, not you're not actually sure if it is actually alcoholic because you don't really feel any effects, at least right away. But you hang around, drink a bit of it, at least as much as the tribe is willing to share with you. Eventually, however, the merrymaking will come to an end, unless you wish to speak a little bit more with Hukar and his tribe. Eventually, they will, well, not really urge you, but recommend that perhaps you should get moving in your journey.
Okay. Two things. One, can you spell that drink that you mentioned, the Mexican one?
Tejuino.
I'd like to look that up. Thank you. Second, I think Metius would spend some time. Roughly how many centaur
How
are
many
there?
hours do you guys think you would spend with the tribe? It's really up to you guys.
A day of safety. Honestly, after all the shit, we just sped run a dungeon.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I think did that answer your question, Matthias? Or
No, like how many centaur are in this tribe?
how many centaurs are in the tribe?
Like a super rough estimate, like plus or minus 50.
A rough estimate of how many centaurs there's in this tribe, you believe, at the very least above the 30 mark.
Okay. I think that after a little bit of drinking with the party and with Hukar, I think Metius would go around a little bit and try to mingle, but specifically asking if they have any like literature or books of lore or like tribal history books or anything that's written down that he could take a look at and potentially copy, and he would try to communicate to them that it's not for, it's purely for knowledge, for like his own personal understanding of the world.
They would look at you a little bit weird because, well, they don't really have like, books as you would think they have. In fact, the closest thing to, I guess, literature or lore, if you want to call it, is like this very uh, simple, like art pieces, I guess, that are painted on curated like animal leather. Uh,
Um,
I guess what would be, it could be like the equivalent of like ancient codexes, in real life. Uh,
Right.
they don't really depict anything too crazy, but you do notice the recurrent pattern uh, that kind of goes along the same thing that Hooker was telling you. You see depictions of like great rain that makes it so that segments of rivers are flooded, but through that rain, a great bounty of fish and the like are given, to the tribe, or they capitalize on this, shall we say. You see depictions of periods of strife, uh, like the aforementioned Great Rain or droughts, are depicted in these little images, but also accompanied by slight depictions of endurance, if you want to call it that. It seems that, from their perspective, Sidon is a deity that gives and takes in equal measure. And when he gives a lot.
Okay. I
Uh,
will thank them for showing me the things that they've shown me and any explanations that they've given me. And after that, would rejoin with my team and Hukar.
Over this almost day of safety, as you guys call it, that are here with the centaurs. At some point, you hear, like out of the corner, your field of vision, somebody go, wait, no, don't raise your spears. I'm with them. You see, with them, they know me. Hey guys, and you see Kyra over at the edge of the centaur, like camp.
Auntie Kyra! And I'm going to drunkenly skip over to my auntie and give her a big hug.
Ooh, okay. You stink. I didn't expect to find you here of all places. I thought you would be on your way to Mitros.
Um, shit, is that our next stop? She looks at the group.
It's likely.
No, wait, don't we need to go back to Astoria first and turn in all of these,
That's what.
It's on the way.
Well, that's what I was told by the priest at the temple. He said that you saw the vision of the horn, and he gave you an indication as to where to go next.
Oh. Yeah. But we gotta go back home first. We gotta turn in some stuff.
Okay. I guess we can do that. Let's not waste any time. I see you already had your fun here, so let's take this away from you. Kind of grabs the ball out of your hands.
She looks super pouty as she makes like grabby hands and tries to get it back.
Right. And you kind of points at Lorius. You're gonna have to catch me up on everything that this group did while I was away. I actually wasn't there for most of it, but sure. Kyra then points randomly at one of yous. Not Exandri.
Damn.
It's a long story.
Points at you, Porunga, and says, "You, were you around for most of the time?"
Uh, yes.
Okay, then you don't need to cast me up.
We missed an entire episode, I guess.
Now then, let's get you all back on your feet. Make sure to make yourself look presentable, because, well, when you walk back into Astoria, a lot of people are going to be turning their heads to you. And it really won't do for heroes to show up, well, drunk.
Fine. And she's gonna walk over to Chief Hukar, and she's going to present her hand to him for like a handshake.
He is looking a little bit confused. But
I would hug you, but I don't know what customs are here.
after like 3 seconds, he seems to realize what you're trying to do and says, right, of course. Handshake. And he goes in his fucking big ass center hand. You know,
Swallows my arm.
his body is proportional to the size of his horse body, so he is pretty big. So, he kind of like shakes your hand and says, remember what we discussed. And, well, I hope you appreciate the concoctions that were given to you.
Very much appreciated, and I will. We'll make sure to keep open minds and to learn every side of the coin.
All right.
If you're ever in need, don't forget, just ask for the Dawnbringers, and we'll come and help you. It was nice meeting you, Chief.
That's a very lofty name, but I shall keep it in mind. So you guys will depart from the tribe of centaurs. There is no real random encounter on the way back to Astoria, because you guys, the Mithral Mountains are relatively close to Astoria. So you don't need to roll for random encounters. Unless.
Oh no. Oh no.
Let's see. Actually, does anything happen on the way back? I need to double check my notes real quick.
Wait, what?
Not yet. You guys are lucky. Now, you guys go all the way back to Astoria.
Well, yeah, we can't just tote around 30 skulls of dwarves.
Yeah. By the time you arrive, it is pretty. Well, actually, no, it would be because you guys stood a day with stayed a day with the centaurs, if I got that correctly. I guess it would technically be somewhere towards the later morning, bordering on the afternoon by the time you arrive. The city is pretty much open to you, at any point, really. Obviously, you will catch, a couple of looks from the people in the city who still recognize you. You really only left like a couple of days ago from their perspective, and you're back already. So they will probably look at you with bright smiles on their faces as you pass by. Where do you wish to go?
Wave and greet everybody as we're walking. She's going to look to
We go to
Porunga and Drak to lead the way because she doesn't know.
Should we go to the bar first and see if the dwarves are still there? Or the dragons?
I believe so. And then also we should probably check on the guy who was cursed and almost died.
Oh yeah, true. That guy too.
All right. So, well, first things first. You go back to the Dragon's Tooth Inn, which is the place where you found the dwarves originally at. They are pretty easy to spot because they kind of have like a table reserved exclusively for them towards one of the corners of the inn. Whether that's because people don't really approach them or they just enjoy having like their close circle of friendships, you're not quite sure. But at this time of the day, you would find pretty much all of the ones that you saw earlier. Doesn't take long for them to recognize you after a couple of seconds of you walking around and looking for them. You see the female dwarf that you originally saw kind of gestures you and says, "Oi! Oi! You there! Over here!"
Hey, and then I'll start walking over there.
You go over towards them, and one of them kind of turns around and says, "Oh, you're still alive. You managed to do what we asked you to."
Yeah, you're there, and then I'll grab him,
Fuck.
and I'll
Drop
I'll
all
be.
the skulls of
No,
the
I'm not. I'm just gonna grab him and show him to him. It's not gonna bring him back, but
Fucking open a bag of 30 skulls on a table. That's what you're looking for?
yeah, I'll just I'll say
Yeah, you show
it's more funny.
you show the skulls, and the dwarves all look at you. One of them kind of asks to grab one, and if you were to hand it over, he would like inspect it just to make sure it's a dwarven skull. They don't want to accidentally, get like a human or an elf, as racist as that may sound. So you see as they kind of look at it, and they nod. But it's not like a happy nod. It's like a yeah, they're dead, type of like accepting nod. Uh, they do look at you and say, "Well, I guess they shouldn't be surprised that there's this many on you." All right, how many do you bring?
I had.
I hope you remember the name, and I mean the number.
We had 25 of them.
25 of them. By the gods. It must have been a damn shame it is. Right. Well, in that case, uh, kind of pulls out like this pouch, a very hefty pouch of gold, I should add. And begins to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She kind of places like a couple of piles of gold on the table and slides them over to you. And says, "Here you go. A 10 for each of them."
10 for each. Oh, damn.
10 gold pieces for each dwarven skull collected.
Thanks for that, and it's unfortunate we couldn't bring him back alive, and
Yeah,
sorry what happened with the dwarves.
Mithral mines were exited out a long time ago. I would be surprised if they were even still alive.
Yeah, that's true.
You can leave them with us, lad, and make sure they receive a proper burial.
All right. So it's 2 gold times.
10 gold per.
Oh, 10 gold per. Sorry, times 25.
250.
250
Divided by
pieces.
6
Here
would
comes the
be
money.
41 gold per person.
So that would be that for that. Next item on the list. Scratch the next one. Where would you guys?
Just gotta go double check on the guy that almost died.
All right.
Yes.
Sorry about that. You go down to the Great Agora. Well, not as active this time of the day as you would expect, surprisingly enough. It seems that most of the attention isn't being directed at the stands around, but rather at these little announcements that are posted in some of the walls nearby. You are not really looking at those so much as you're trying to look for this Klaus individual, as his name was. But just looking at them, as you're passing, you believe those announcements to be of some form of a theater group, perhaps that is set to perform sometime in the near future here in Astoria. You, however, ask around, "Hey, have you seen this guy with this description? Have you seen this guy? Have you seen this guy?" And eventually you will be pointed towards one that matches the description. This half-elven person kind of gestures for you, like, "Hey, over."
Do we know where his house is? Because we returned him to his house and paid his neighbors to take care of him.
You did. So if
Okay.
you go directly to his house instead of asking around, well, you will find that at first there's no response until one of the neighbors kind of comes out of their house. not really because of your presence, but rather seems like he was up until recently having, well, Klaus as a guest in his house. As you see him walk out with a surprisingly more healthy look to him. Uh, he kind of shows up, and you see as he recognizes you over the shoulder of the person he was talking to. Kind of pats the other one on the shoulder and walks up to you and says, "You're there. As you can see, I am still alive, and it's all thanks to you. I was far too weak to stand up on my own up until a little while ago, but now I'm alive and healthy enough to properly give you my thanks for ridding me of that foul course."
All right. That's good. That you're on the mend and you're doing better. Don't forget, though, no more grave robbing. Get an honest job.
I am. I'm working up to that, to earn the lost respect of not just my family, but of everybody around me. I promise to be better, and that's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay. She's going to give him. Remember, get an honest job. No more grave robbing. She'll give him 10 silver, and she'll give his neighbors 20 silver.
The neighbor just takes it and shrugs and says, "No, really, really," and just walk back. And Klaus says, "I'll accept your generosity." And
It's just to help you get by for now, since you're not completely healed.
yes, give me a couple of days. I shall be back on my feet in no time. The rest of you, however, I feel like you have far greater things to worry about than just someone such as myself. But it is appreciated nonetheless.
I do have a question, though, Klaus.
For
How sneaky are you?
I'm well. I'm not sure I understand. Are you trying
Well,
to ask something of me?
we actually have to go to Mitros. And I'm not quite sure the king there likes us. You're not necessarily a part of our band. How good are you at just blending in naturally in a city?
He looks at his slightly dirty clothes that he's wearing. That he hasn't really had the proper chance to properly mend. And he looks back at you and says, "I suppose I'm as good as any other person at pretending to be a regular person." He kind of looks a little.
Guys, I have an idea.
Apologies, but are you asking me to spy on the people of Mitros?
Not necessarily spy. Hear me out, guys. What if we hire Klaus to go to Mitros with us? And essentially just peruse the city. Listen to the tales and the reactions from citizens upon our arrival. And that way, while we are focusing on so much stuff that could go wrong in Mitros, maybe he could report back to us at the end of the days with findings of people who might be happy upon our arrival, people who might have some stain, places we definitely should like avoid.
Sounds
Don't
like
you
a
have a
list.
family to take care of, Close?
I do.
Did they die? Oh, that was out of
Jesus.
No,
They
no, we.
they left because of the curse. I've been trying to earn the respect of my beloved ever since, and hope that at the very least she would allow me to see her son again.
I wonder if this could also help him gain back favor with his wife. If he were to tell her that he is helping the heroes, the Dawnbringers. On a
I feel both honored and somewhat used by the idea of this request. I, of course, owe you my life, so I would be willing to accept, but I cannot leave my family twice. They already have a hard time trusting me again because of the curse. Even if I tell them that I'm working alongside the heroes of the Heartlands, the fact that I would have to walk away from them, not just from them but from the city itself, would probably not paint me in the best of lights.
no worries. I just wanted to offer it to you first before I go ask my second person.
I am willing to do whatever it takes to help my family. If this is truly what you wish of me, then
Oh, I'm never gonna order you around. It's just an offer.
I think you're better off staying here, Close.
right. I deeply, sincerely apologize. I'm trying to leave behind the life of crime that I once led. I hope you understand.
No, you're all good. It wasn't necessarily a crime job. It was just more of like a listening job.
Some would classify information gathering as the crime, or at the very least, adjacent to espionage. I'm
I'm pretty sure gossip is not a crime.
true. I just fear that someone may wisen up to the strategy and, well, corner me in a dark alley and stab me to death.
No worries. Well, have a good day, Klaus.
You as well. May the blessings of the five be with you all. And he seems to go back, not towards his house, but out to the agora, presumably looking for, well, any way that he can get a decent job.
Oh. We
Guys, do you
should.
remember back when we asked my dad, like, if there were, like, any hunters? Do you remember if he said, like, anybody was specifically good in, like, espionage tactics?
Not anybody that I can think of that would willingly leave. If this is really what you want to do, we might have to look around Mitros.
Well, because the only thing is, we're going into a city that has clearly been spying on us in a negative way, and our group, without a doubt, is not very sneaky. And we stick out like a sore thumb.
Which is part of our goal.
Exactly. So it might be beneficial to hire someone who could be the opposite of what we currently are.
Right, and maybe that person we can find locally in Mitros. Trying to convince somebody to leave here seems... I mean, the only person I can think of that was a good tracker or hunter or anything was Theracles, but we just brought his daughter back to him. I can't imagine he'd be willing to leave her.
out of game, it's been weeks. It's literally been like almost 3 weeks since his daughter's been returned.
Yeah.
Sure. And plus, if we
Or guys, I got a great idea, guys. I got
Oh,
a great
God,
idea. What about
And Xandri instantly walks away.
You came
I have disguise kit. Guys are so
God.
Your disguise kit can only be applied to one person. There are 6
we only
of us.
need one person. We only
Yes,
need
but
one person.
none of us are particularly good at not getting caught.
Hey, we could have him go spy. And if something goes wrong,
Or,
oh well.
The question I have for you, Exandria, is you just want somebody who would, while we're doing other things, go around and eavesdrop or something like that, and then
Yeah,
report back
it
to
was
us.
it's just kind of like watching our 6, and obviously once we get the Mitros, the king's gotta know. Our group is very
Famous.
we stand out. You're the only human.
Yes, but
So obviously we're going to stand out. There's got to be a lot of gossip. I just think it would be beneficial if we know what that gossip might entail. So essentially, it might be useful to hire someone who could just essentially watch our 6.
And we should not wait till we get to the Mitros, because if we hire the wrong person, they could be.
Yeah, because we could hire the wrong person and they could really, in return, just report back to the king.
excellent point. I didn't consider it at all.
then we need a double agent or something.
And we'll pay them. I have no issue paying them. We'll pay them really wealthy too.
Do we recall seeing any like mercenaries or anything like that in the Dragon's Tooth?
roll me a history check.
Sure.
Say you love America. Come on.
I mean, our group has clearly
Say I what?
multiple times proven that we
17.
cannot be sneaky.
You
Excuse me. I'm sure it's the person who rolled the from last time.
so you do recall, well, not seeing anybody. I recall hearing a lot of things from Dragon's Tooth. You know, passing rumors that people would often speak of while they're having their drinks. You hear, you know, stuff that, while doesn't really inspire a whole bunch of confidence, you think could be, at the very least, information of interest. Hearing stuff such as a great hurricane that is closing in off the coast of Mitros. That there is, rumors that King Acastus is trying to revive the Order of the Dragonlords. Several farmers have said they've seen dragons at the very least. There is, however, no real mention of sellswords or mercenary. However, there was one time where, among this many rumors, in the darker, shadier corners of the Dragon's Tooth Tavern, you would have heard a passing conversation between a couple of citizens where they mention something strange that caught your attention. It seemed to be a conversation about the, well, current state of crime, shall we say, in the major cities. Mitros, of course, being one such topic of conversation. And from what you heard, it seems like it is, very prevalent. From the conversation, you would have heard that there's shady dealings happening in the lower districts of Mitros, in a district known as Stygian Row. You're not even
Okay.
Let's
you're not sure if that means sellswords or thieves or both. that is something you would have overheard.
That's in the Mitros, right? Or no, yeah.
Are these people in Astoria or Mitros?
Well, the conversation was about Mitros.
About the Stygian row in Mitros.
Yes, Stygian row, from what you could pick up from the conversation, was, or is rather.
And Metius being from Mitros, does he have any knowledge of the Stygian row?
You definitely do. I'll say no real history check required. Metius, what you would know about Stygian row is that it is considered the less savory district of the city of Mitros. In here, well, as a wise man once said, you will never find a bigger hive of scum and villainy in this side of the galaxy. You, Stygian row is what to a setting such as this would be the red light district and the slums and others. It is where most people who live in a less than great economical situation make their living. Shady tap houses, dark back alleys, brothels, and even the, well, infamous Minotaur market are all here in the Stygian row. Well, here, I must say, there in Mitros. And yes, there could potentially be someone who would be willing to, well, for lack of a better terminology, cut a couple of throats for the right price.
I don't want to. Do you think these? They don't really sound like trustworthy people, though, Matthias.
Well, actually, hold on. Before you say that, does Metius share this information with the rest of the group?
Oh.
Well, I certainly would tell them that this place exists. However, I think that I would add, I'm not sure if this is what you're looking for exactly.
I mean,
however, them being the for the right price kind of people could easily work in our favor if we do have the coin. I can't imagine that a bunch of criminals would be working closely with the crown, but I could also be wrong about that.
They could also double cross us. I don't know if they sound like the most trustworthy of.
I certainly wouldn't go there to the Stygian row. I may have had to pass by it a few times, but I generally would stay clear. But as far as sell swords or somebody that we could hire goes, that's all I can think of.
Well, we can keep that in mind. It's still very useful information, as we're not particularly sure of what Mitros is gonna have in store for us.
Mm-hmm.
But for what I'm more or less wanting is someone that I know we could trust, who really is never seen with our group. Because even if one of us disappear from our group to go snooping around, it's going to be suspicious.
Right.
Like if, for instance, Porunga was just missing for a day, they're gonna know.
You hear.
They're gonna know the dragon's gone.
You hear.
They're gonna know.
You hear at the far back of the group. Are you perhaps suggesting that I should do it? As Lorius gonna speak.
That's what I was about to say. But
what do she's gonna look to Metius. How does Mitros act towards, like satyrs, for example? Like, are there a lot there?
You see,
I feel like Glorious will still stick out.
You see, DM, how do they?
Well, Metius. Again, no real history check required. You would know that non-human races. Ooh, I have it a little bit rough there in Mitros. I mean, Stygian Row is called as such because most of its population are actually tieflings, or the more colloquial term for them, Stygians.
Oh, okay.
But they're not the only inhabitants of that segment. Half orcs, even on rare occasions, Dragonborn are spotted there as well. As far as satyrs, fey adjacent creatures go, they are actually treated with slightly more regard than you would think. However, that doesn't really stop a lot of the vocal people of Mitros from expressing their discomfort.
All right. Well, I guess with that said, I am gonna go ask Theracles. I am gonna go ask Theracles. Cassie's brain lagged. Obviously, I'm not gonna order them to. I'm just going to lay the offer on the table, see if he would be okay with assisting us, and then if he is unable to, maybe Lorius can watch our sits.
Well,
But
the good
then again,
news.
Lorius does still stick out more than.
The good news is that satyrs are actually treated better than many of the other, we'll say, non-human races in Mitros. The bad news is that it's still bad. So I'm sure that he will draw a lot of attention,
Oh no!
especially if he was
Lorius just
walking
died on the
around.
map.
Glorious. Blam, blam, blam.
It's with you guys in the group token that I have on the map. But continue.
Continue, Matthias.
So he will likely be questioned if seen snooping around.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll meet you guys back at the palace. I can't remember if somebody needed to say something to Dad. I feel like somebody had something to say to Dad.
No, we need to speak to Vulcan though. Tell him that the forge is all lit up.
Oh, I did that this morning.
Okay, good.
I'll say you would have passed by Vulcan's, because you were on your way to the marketplace. Vulcan's workshop is on the way there. Where you would have passed it and realized that it's closed, with a sign that says, "We'll be back when I am back."
Fuck.
Closed until I feel like working again.
Basically.
There is almost like a mailbox, opening on the front of the door, with another sign that was clearly placed there way after the fact that the original one was placed. That just says, "All requests written down through here. I'll get to them eventually."
All right.
So Alexandra, you're going to find Theracles. The rest of the party.
Yeah.
I'll follow Alexandria in case something happens.
I think she would say that she wouldn't need assistance.
Okay.
And that you guys could go stock up on supplies. Like maybe some health potions. She would give her brother like a list of things that she needs. And she'd give him a little bit of gold. Oh, brother, I use a lot of bandages on you. Could you go restock, please?
I guess I'll go do that.
She said, "Go buy me some more, goddamn."
So I mean, no, like if you don't want, there's no real need for us to roleplay you buying stuff.
Just get a shopping cart and start.
Yeah, you can just get. What exactly is it that you're trying to get, though, so I can keep track of that?
A bunch of bandages. I forgot how many.
If he could get at least 10 bandages, each bandage is 10. So if he could get
Each healer
two,
is
each healer's kit. My bad. So 2 healer's kits is if possible, and just let everybody know if they've used their health potions, they should probably buy themselves a health potion.
So
I definitely will.
so for 2 healers kits, that's 10 gold pieces marked out of your sheet, and
Okay, I gave him 3 gold.
regular healing potions are 50 apiece.
Exandria still has hers, but she would let the party know, like, if you guys are missing your health potions, restock.
I would say that I would also look for potions, but also look for materials to make disguise kits.
Make this guy. I mean, let me double check. Those are easily found as well. Disguise kits aren't like a thing you ask for in stores, but there is costumes, makeup, all of that you would be able to garner pretty quickly. That being said, disguise kits as a whole are 25 gold apiece.
I got 2 at least, so I mean, I look for the materials to make 2 disguise kits.
Okay, so that would if you look for materials for at least 2, that's 50 gold total. Mark it off your sheet.
If I could, I would, but I'm driving.
Okay. Don't
I'll
put.
just put it in chat. -50.
Yes, please.
50 Pumo.
Don't drink healing potions and drive, kids.
Also, she would have asked the group if they could probably find a more efficient way to travel from Astoria to Mitros, since it's a decent ways away.
Horses, of course. Anyway, well, actually, hold on. Let me move your side for a moment to the Heartlands map. From Astoria to Mitros, depending on which road you take, it can take anywhere from like 2 to 3 days of travel, 4 tops, if you're really taking your fucking time.
And that's by foot or by
Let me just double check
horse?
D&D travel rules. Travel.
It's like Mitros is fucking.
So
Why are we going to Mitros, guys? Besides the fact that the king hates us and he's resurrecting the Dragonlords and there's a dragon there and they keep trying to kill us.
it's also probably the last person alive who knows where the Ultros is. So.
Oh yeah. Too
That too.
bad he's trying to kill us.
We can get the info out of him through forceful
Brute
means, if
force.
you know that.
All right, so here.
We'll just have Metius and Porunga at the same time point their fingers at his face.
So
with
And I'll
magic
hold him
missiles
down.
ready to go.
So a normal travel speed, as far as D&D is concerned, covers up to 24 miles a day. A day, in this case, being around like 8 or so hours of travel. That is without any form of transportation.
But with horses, would we be able to get there significantly faster though?
Marching. I will say that I would improve your speed to a faster pace, which is I'm gonna say like 32 miles a day. Meaning that
So we'd be able to shave off a day.
probably, yeah.
Okay. I think we should still do that though, because we did waste a day to engage in conversation with the centaurs.
Now I have to look up how much horses cost.
Dad! Dad! Dad, we need horses!
He's like, God damn it, you're gonna bankrupt me.
Dad!
I'm putting your credit card. Like horses.
Dad, where's our stable?
All right, here we go, y'all. Depending on what type of horse you want, it can range anywhere from 50 gold to 400 gold.
Fancy horses.
A 50 gold will get you a draft horse. 75 gold will get you a riding horse, which is slightly faster, and 400 gold gets you a war horse. So really, it's your choice. Regardless of that, however, you would go over and try to speak with Pericles. You you already know that he lives in the vineyards, just outside the limits of Astoria and the outskirts. Uh, doesn't take you a whole lot of time to find him, because he's very noticeable as he is out there working the fields. Uh, not too far away from his property, the house where he lives with his daughter and his husband. Uh, he doesn't really seem to notice your approach as well. You're done. You're pretty short. At that, and he is, pretty focused on his job at hand.
Hi there, Cleese. She'll wave.
Can
Was his daughter's name Ashley?
No. I don't. That name doesn't.
Karina.
Corina. There we go.
There,
Ashley.
Cleese. Simon, Karina. Hi, guys.
She's not visible at the moment. You're not sure if she is actually around or if she's inside the house. But you see Thericles kind of wipes a bit of sweat off his brow, looks back, and says, "Oh, it's you. It's been a while. Thank you once again for returning the youth back to the city, in a very literal fashion."
Well, we're doing our best, and I'm really, really happy we actually made it there in time and everybody was safe. And your daughter, Karina, super big help. She was super brave. Honestly, I don't know, but she's got a promising future ahead of her. Um, I don't know what she's going to be into, but if there's some way I can assist her,
Well,
do let me know. She did help. She was really great.
she seems to take up my archery habits, oddly enough.
I would agree.
So what brings you?
So, well, we're going to Mitros.
Moving up in the world, I see. Were you
Uh,
summoned by the king in some form of fancy letter?
not quite. We're not even quite sure the king likes us, to be honest. As we keep finding spies, uh, spying on us by the king.
It's a
And
bold,
unfortunately,
it's a bold accusation there.
well, when you find one of the spies being eaten by a griffin and he's holding notes and documentations of the king telling him to come and spy on us, I mean,
Well, I would ask for evidence if I cared enough, but you seem to have everything under control, it sounds like. So where do I come into the play?
well, so obviously the king knows who is in our group and who's traveling in our group. But our group has a really big, like, weak spot. We don't blend in at all. And when we try to blend in, we always fail.
I would agree.
I mean, I agree too. But we lack someone in our group who can like watch our six and just blend in and like listen to gossip and pretty much like emerge themselves in with the crowd.
So you're asking me to counter spy on the city of Mitros.
I mean, you're 100% allowed to say no. We're not coming here on like any orders. We just don't know of anybody who would be trustworthy enough to ask to just kind of watch our six while we're in Nitros. Because it would be very hard for our group, for even just one of us, to just blend in and disappear. Because
I guess
it's grateful.
I guess you did get Karina back here safely, so I owe you quite a lot.
We would pay you greatly.
How much?
I would pay you 25 gold now. So Simon and Karina would be taken great care of while we are gone. And then, depending on how. So, say everything goes off super easy, nothing bad happens, I would pay you another 25 upon returning home. And then if tougher situations did come up, I would pay you more.
All right. You drive a very interesting bargain.
Of course, we don't want anything dangerous to happen. It would just be like a little bit of like weight off of our shoulders if there was someone in the city we could trust who could just blend in and just listen to the city gossip.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I'll do it. Just wait here a moment. And he
Right.
goes back towards his house. You wait there for 10, 15 minutes or so. And after that time, you see him kind of come out of the house with what appears to be already a backpack, like ready to go. Strapped to the backpack, there's actually what looks like some form of javelin. That looks like it kind of shines as the light hits it from the side. He walks up to the very edge of the property, past the gate, like up to you. You're basically standing right now, face to face with him right now. And he says, "Well, first of all, a couple of things. Though I am pretty good at tracking, and I want to believe that also this and that, blending in. One thing you should know, and I think you have the right to know, is that I myself, I am a descendant of the Phobos family. And if somebody happens to recognize me there, well, there's very little thing I can do about that."
We do have I don't know if you remember Derek. She'll roll her eyes. Um, he is capable of disguising people. It's just if we were to disguise ourselves, um, as I was stating, the king has been spying on us and he knows exactly who's in our group. And if one of us were to be missing, it would be awkward.
Oh, no, trust me, I understand that. I do. I'm saying that there is a slight chance that somebody might, somebody who's associated or knows of my bloodline may recognize me. Especially those nerdy gods there back at Mitros.
And do they like you or dislike you?
Well, when both your families are descendants from the original Dragonlords, there tends to be a bit of a connection, unwilling as it may be there.
All right, well.
Now, second thing, and he kind of unstraps the javelin off the backpack. Kind of spins it around his hand for a moment before presenting it forward to you. I never did properly thank you for getting Karina back here safely. So, take this, an old family heirloom.
She's gonna hold it. She kind of feels weird taking it. She's gonna hand it back over to him.
It's surprisingly heavy in your hands for that, for being a javelin.
Do I sense that it's magical in any way, or does it just feel like it's mithril like the ones that my brother has?
Feel a slight, like, not really like hurting, but a slight, almost like static jolt when you hold the javelin.
Oh.
I sure hope it's what I think it is.
Please give it to me.
Oh, well, Thank you.
And
This seems a little funny, but I think my brother can make use of this. Maybe he'll even trade you one of his in return. He has 6.
you don't need
They're very
Madge.
shiny and worth a lot of money.
you don't need to do all of that. I may not be a particularly wealthy man, but you deserve something after all the good you've done for us.
Madge.
Oh, where do you want me to put this 25 gold?
Just, I guess, just give them over here. He puts it.
Did you want to leave some of it with Simon and Corinna so they just have some, we'll just tell my dad to look after them. It's all good. Let's go.
He kind of shrugs and says, trust me, I'm pretty certain that he is going to be fine. They're both going to be fine. Now, if you want, I can try and see if I can go ahead of you. See what I can garner on my own before properly giving you back the information.
Do you feel comfortable and safe enough to travel ahead of us?
I used to be a very good scout back in my day. I know how to move on my own and to survive in the wilderness on my own.
Would you like a companion to go with you?
I'm not sure I understand.
We have another companion in our group. His name's Lorius. He's a satyr. Although he's not very physically capable in battles, he does have some pretty good assistance.
I tend to work alone, but if you vouch for him, then
He's a good guy.
I'll take your word for it. Where can I meet this Lorius?
They're back at the palace.
Well, hopefully believe me when I say I was sent by one of you. I'll meet up with this Lorius individual and we'll depart this story as soon as we can. Assuming that all man is also ready to depart.
Yeah.
I think he'll be good. I mean, we could ask him. He's a really nice person, promise.
So,
Yeah.
alright. In that case, I shall meet him there. You go back to whatever it is you were doing.
All right.
Do I disguise him now?
Well, no, you're
No.
you're not there, Derek. This was Alexandria going off her own. I did ask if
Oh,
anybody
my
else
bad.
was following, and nobody said anything. Other than Drakgar,
I
but
just got here. I'm sorry. I just got here, turned my PC on and everything else.
You went shopping. That's where you got your disguise stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, with that, as the rest of the party resupplies and prepares themselves for whatever it is that they are going to do next.
Sorry.
Yeah, what is it?
I'm sorry. I forgot to mention because I noticed it from last time. Can I also say I went shopping to look for a crossbow?
Sure.
So I only have.
You
May I ask how much that is?
Let's see. How much is a crossbow? What type of crossbow?
What's a medium good? A good crossbow.
Well, you have hand crossbows, light crossbows, and heavy crossbows.
Hold up. My character can only use hand crossbow.
Hand crossbow is that's a lot. 75 gold pieces.
Easy acquired.
All right, mark those off your sheet. So as I was saying, as you guys resupply, restock, and prepare for whatever's coming next, having effectively recruited a form of a spy to go ahead of you towards Mitros and bring back any whatever information he can find. If not, meet you at the city and relay what he found. That is where we're going to end the session for the time being.
Ooh. Got here for the last 5 minutes. Let's go.
Who was like, yes, 5 minutes.
Should have been here.
I was here.
But yeah, that'll be that. Sorry if it was a bit of a mixed bag session, but I, hope that you at least found some enjoyment in it. Next week, you guys will be. what will you guys be doing? Because it sounds like you're just like playing hooky until you get info. So,
I think we're
I
just going straight to Mitros next week.
Okay. Well, next week you'll be departing towards the city of Mitros, whether that's by foot or, horseback. Well, that depends on you guys. And perhaps you'll find out a couple more answers as to what's actually going on with the king of Mitros and what his seeming obsession over investigating you guys comes from. Until then,
wants me to join him.
I mean,
Easy.
until then, however, that is where this session leaves off. And for those of you who are watching this through YouTube, well, thank you guys for watching. Continue watching the videos to follow up on the adventures of this, well, band of misfits, I guess, on their way to becoming heroes of legends and prevent the possible end of the world. Who knows?
Already am a hero of legend.
So for now, that'll be that for this recording.
Meep.